Thank you, thank you. Good evening, my darling batlings. I'm happy to be here with you tonight. I hope all of you had a good Halloween. I know I sure did with the Smash Marry Kill stream.
Oh crap, I'm still spooky.
It's okay. If Christmas is allowed to creep into October, then Halloween is allowed to extend its reach into November.
Yes.
That's fair. And truly nothing is more scary than Mariah Carey, so...
Yeah.
You know, I've still never heard that song willingly.
I like how you said willing.
I've heard clips of it, but I've never heard the full thing.
I think you might be right.
I am right. I'm pretty sure I know if I've heard a song or not.
Honestly, you're good that you've never really heard it in the full. Because it is just overused as hell.
I mean, that's why they make the joke about unfreezing her every Christmas.
No, I get the joke. I'm just saying.
And think about it. That's when you think about it, that's kind of the last song to be added to the Christmas song canon. As of yet.
Yeah.
I just like that she's in on the joke.
So, if you've heard clips, you've heard the whole thing. Fair enough. I feel the same way about most Mariah Carey music I've heard. There we go. There's the zip line.
That's
so, I've come to make an announcement. JKR here is going to be raising money for the Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago through Extra Life. Link has been pinned in the chat, and starting tomorrow, I've gotten the okay to also help raise money for that campaign through my streams.
Nice.
So please donate if you're able to. It goes to a good cause. And having been in hospitals before for various reasons, it's usually the same reason. I'm not going into further detail than that.
Yes, please don't.
I know that these kind of organizations are real lifesavers for people that are stuck there.
Yeah. Yeah, personally, I myself was actually a patient twice in my life at Lurie Children's, back in the day when it was just called Children's Memorial. I'm not going to go into any details about why I was there twice. I'll just say that I was there twice.
And tonight we're going to be redoing Sonic X Shadow Generations, the Shadow Generations part. I don't have the save file anymore anyway because I wanted to test something out and accidentally overwrote it.
Oops.
So yes, I'm joined by JKR and Nerd E Furret.
Greetings, chat people.
Also, I see you there in chat, Chuck.
Oops.
Hello.
You broke it.
Hello, Chuck.
So, yes. Let's get into this, and I'll try not to reference that I just love Radical Highway video too much.
Today on How Will Nerdy Furret Accidentally Be Racist Again?
It's okay, there's no video evidence of that ever happening.
I mean, what are you talking about? That never happened at all.
That never happened. As we saw repeatedly in the RZ YouTube mod.
What never happened?
Exactly.
That never happened.
I wonder if
Also,
we'll
I
ever
do
find
have to
out.
show off a little bit of regular Sonic Generations part of this first, because I finally got my code for the Sonic Jam skin. And I just want to show that off.
Nice.
I also have some extra... I have an extra PS5 code for the Sonic Jam skin, and an extra PS5 code for the Sonic Adventure skin, because I ordered a physical copy so I could get the Professor Gerald's Journal bonus that comes with Day 1 editions.
Nice.
It's not what they made it out to be in the announcement video. They made it out to be like a physically bound book, but it's basically an instruction manual in terms of its like build and dimensions. Hey, Psionic X. So yeah, the Eggman's Journal is great. It's just, it's small, even smaller if you get the Switch version, because it has to fit inside the case of, the game that you bought. It's like a, there we go, there's a Sonic Jam skin. I miss the old Bleeding Ears Sega. I mean, this one, instead you get the jump scare, dong, because it's always the loudest fucking thing in each Sega game. So yeah, this skin, as I said, is based on Sonic Jam, which was a collection of Sonic games for the Sega Saturn, and technically the Tiger Gamecom, if you count that, which you shouldn't.
Nice.
And it had a 3D explorable hub world that was built off of a prototype engine for Sonic Adventure when it was meant to be a Saturn game.
Nice.
And you could only get this skin by signing up to the emailing list before November 1st. So it's too late to get it now, unless you have a PS5 and you, well, North American PS5, I should say, because DLC is region locked. And you want a spare code, I can DM it to you. I also have a copy for the Steam version, because I plan on getting this on Steam and I want all my skins together. Well, except I can't get the Terrio skin for Shadow, although that'll probably be available at a later date. They just never make the email listing skins available after the campaign's over.
Lovely.
Like, they did the same thing with the Sonic Adventure 2 shoes for Sonic Frontiers, and the Modern Amy skin for, what was it? Sonic Superstars. Although they did thankfully make the Diner Amy skin that was exclusive to going, like, you had to go to IHOP during the Sonic promotion they were doing to get a DLC code for that skin. And they made that available later on for free, thankfully. How you doing, nerds? I'm doing pretty good. Had kind of a boring day. Look at him in all his low poly goodness. You're buzzing.
That's our word.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I still plan on getting you that. I still plan on getting you that cable. I'll probably order it for you sometime after next week. Well, not order it for you, send you the money for it after next week. Because I'm getting some additional funds from my dad for when I go to visit him next Saturday for my sister's play.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
It'll be the first time I've seen her in several months.
I appreciate that, Ari. I truly I do, and I will definitely, I will definitely repay the favor in one way or another. Just
am I going to watch Dog Soldier? It turns out it's on Amazon Prime, so sure.
Oh, I officially bought my ticket to Anime 405. So if anything you guys want signed, get it to me in the next couple weeks.
Yep. I will try and.
You have all the stuff that I want signed, so we're good.
Das is fair.
And
I will send you my poster probably on Monday for it, just because I'm going to be probably up by a UPS store on Monday anyway.
The only thing I would potentially want signed by Erica Lindbeck is anything related to the game Bloodstained, but I don't have any physical stuff related to that, so Because if I remember correctly, Erica Lindbeck voiced the main character from Bloodstained, Miriam. I might be getting that wrong because I get her confused with another voice actress a lot. And Chuck says, Ari, you should have had the Bishojo Girls, Megatron, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Seekers in my Smash, Marry, Kill. We're not done with that yet, so I could still add them. We didn't finish when we decided to end the stream. We only stopped because it had been going on for 3 hours, and it was getting late for me, and I had cleaning to do. So we are going to do a follow-up for that sometime soon. Just need to find a good date to do it. Yeah, how dare adult responsibilities exist?
Yes. A curse upon responsibilities.
Damn cavemen and their need to create work.
You want to be on part 2? I'll have to ask Lulu and Nico if they're okay with it. Mainly Lulu, because this was all her idea. Also, we finally have a full confirmed voice cast for this game, so I can tell you who plays who when we get to them. Stephanie Shea, of course, playing Maria Robotnik as the best Maria we've ever had. Look, Stephanie Shea just
the other day I found out who voiced the Blackheart evil alien dude.
Yeah, Black Doom. It's Ben Diskin.
Yep.
And he's been bugging other Sonic voice actors on Twitter with stuff from the Snapcube fan dub.
Nice.
And also answering people's questions about Black Doom in character as Black Doom.
Shadow.
Nice.
This is Rouge. Do you copy?
And Erica Lindbeck voices Blaze the Cat and Omo Chow now. Roger Craig Smith voices Omega, which means he also did the I Call Dibs in the prequel shorts.
Well, you're missing the birthday party. I hope you're planning on being.
Ray Chase voices Metal Sonic. And Robbie Damon voices Mephiles the Dark.
There's free food.
Scarlet on me.
Of course, Street Fighter reference. Oh, that, of course! Took me a sec. I was like, wait, I don't know Street Fighter. Wait, I know that Street Fighter! I'm pretty sure that movie's available for free on YouTube.
It is, I better watch it.
Street Fighter the movie?
Yep.
Yes. And so is the anime movie.
Not surprising.
Which means we could have a double feature of the classic Street Fighter movie that everybody loves and went on to shape the franchise in innumerable ways, and the anime movie.
I get it.
I mean, there's a reason that, like, I've seen the anime movie before. It's a decent, like, 90s OVA-styled anime movie, but there's a reason that the thing most people remember for it is seeing Chun-Li naked. In an official Street Fighter piece of media.
Remember it for that is because Chun-Li was naked?
Yes, she gets a shower scene. Followed immediately by her beating the shit out of Vega and nearly dying.
Oof. If you'll excuse me, I have a anime to watch.
It's like how people remember the Tekken movie for two things. The really unnecessary amount of gore in a Tekken movie, and the fact that it gives a shower scene to the least sexy of the Williams sisters, Anna. Like, Nina's in that movie too, but they don't give her the shower scene.
Damn.
Still can't beat that Keanu Reeves is going to voice Shadow. He's going to voice him in the DLC for this game too. Although, apparently it's been confirmed that the Movieverse DLC is not the movie Shadow. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Which, it doesn't come out, the DLC doesn't come out until December, so we got some time to wait. About a month.
Hell yeah.
And, since Since I bought the digital deluxe edition, I get the DLC for free.
Nice. I wish there's a way. I wish there was a way the three of us could go and see that movie together.
Oh, Sonic 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna see it with my mom because she likes the Sonic movies.
True Prime and I are
Like-
going to actually go see it after I return from visiting Ari next month.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
And yeah,
I'll be down here.
those dates should be good because I don't have any plans for December at the moment.
Okay.
The only
Okay.
plan I might have in December is like on the 3rd, there's like a dinner happening at a local church, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, I'll be down here watching it by myself, alone. Who wants tacos? Anyone?
I could go for tacos.
I can go for enchiladas.
I haven't had tacos in a while, or quesadillas.
I'm not allowed to have quesadillas, not since the accident.
You want to talk
face
about
was
it, or
the
is that too
accident.
sensitive of an issue?
I'm legally contracted not to talk about it.
I see. You're under NDA, huh?
Pretty much.
I was under NDA once, but since expired. I'm not even joking. That's true.
Oh, shit.
I was under NDA for a tour and presentation that they did at the Ubisoft North Carolina, aka Red Storm Entertainment offices. But it was an NDA that was only valid for 2 years, and that was over that was like a decade ago now.
Yeah.
Also, I know I said I would try to avoid the references, but I just love Radical Highway Shadow. And even Ben Diskins got in on the I just love Radical Highway thing, because he keeps sending us back to Radical Highway.
Yeah, I gotta call the theater like the day before I actually go up to see True Prime to make sure that they're okay with me dressing up as Eggman for the movie. I'm sure they would be, but I have to double check. It's the first time I've ever done something like this. So,
Yeah. Usually they are. It's just they usually discourage cosplaying characters like the Joker and stuff like that.
Right, and that's why I'm like, I figured they'd be okay with Eggman, but you never know. Some places might be a little more stricter than others. So I'm just like, I'd like to be extra careful.
Yeah, I get you.
Most theaters have gotten more lenient about it, letting you dress as you want as long as you don't wear a mask.
Yeah.
And yet, my local theater, they didn't give a shit when I walked around as Deadpool, so...
Yeah.
Also, that's another one that I was happy to see Iron Mouse get in on, Chuck. The I just love Latina Sonic. Like, Iron Mouse became a fan of Shadow because of that parody.
I still say there needs to be just one quick scene in the Sonic 3 movie. Just one quick scene. Where he mentions...
Oh.
No, where he mentions Latinas.
At the very least, they
I mean-
did reference it in the most recent Twitter takeover.
Fake Chaos Emerald Tails made to foil the Doctor's plans.
Because, I mean,
Even I have
the
a...
movies are all about getting in on the meme, so...
I know, and so are the Twitter takeovers. And the Twitter takeovers are canon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ah, shit. This fucker again.
Yep, because this happens at the same time as Sonic Generations' main story.
Right.
But like, basically, Shadow was not in the latest Twitter takeover last year. because it was to promote a game that Shadow wasn't a part of. And it was like he had left a letter for, it was either Tails or Amy to read to the audience in his absence, and he said his favorite kind of flower is latanas.
I get it.
I call dibs.
And you're right, Chuck. It's the piss stone. Put the piss stone down.
You know, here's the
You know
funny
what
thing.
piss rocks does to your blainness.
You know, funny thing is actually, on Halloween, just before my acting 1 class started, I actually pulled out one of my Prop Chaos Emeralds, and just started walking around in my Eggman outfit in the classroom. Well, Black Box. It was our TV studio at school, but we used it as our classroom. I just started walking around doing the whole my grasp on sanity remains absolute bit. So instead of, it's like the scene where he's supposed to say, like, he holds up one of Sonic's quills. Actually, the very final line he says, where he's about to, like, he lifts up the quill that he has from Sonic that was powering everything. He's like, yo,
I'll be home by Christmas.
Yeah, so instead of holding up the quill, I'm holding up a Chaos Emerald, and I'm like, I'll be home by Christmas.
So you put a little bit of that Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog fan animation in there, too, with the rolling of the R's.
Yeah.
Because that was a really damn good fan animation. It looks just like the show, except it's in widescreen.
Exactly. And, like, I blame that for actually causing me to develop the rolling of the R's, because I've now started rolling R's in a lot of my performances for my Jabberwock scene in Alice My Heart at school. There's a line in the song, because it's apparently supposed to be a rap, and I'm not one to rap whatsoever. So it was like, once I got the beat down,
You're too white
to
rap.
Yeah, that's the thing. I am too white to rap. I really am. I never cared for it and never did. But yeah, so like, there's a scene, like the second verse that I have to sing is unravel all you've ever learned and who knows what it meant. So just by sheer force of habit, like, not only am I doing like a very dark kind of voice and everything, because, you know, this is the Jabberwock, he's supposed to be like this big monster. I also started rolling the R's, so when I said unravel all you've ever learned, I ended up saying unravel all you've ever learned and who knows what it meant. And it's just like, by force of habit, I started rolling the R's, and I'm like, I can't stop now.
That's what Long John Baldry will do to you.
Yep.
I'd applaud
Apart
you, but I don't
from
want to.
apart from ruining your ability to hear the word snooping seriously ever again.
Yep. You were staying for it?
Oh, I said I'd applaud you, but I don't want to.
Here's the funny thing, Ferd. You'll actually like this. This is like about a year before you joined up with us, but in our D&D game, Snap actually, this is hilarious. When Snapdragon and God, what's his name? The Ice Sorcerer kid. Why is his name escaping me all of a sudden?
Because you can't remember.
Yes, because I cannot remember.
Why you?
Caillou, thank you. So this is back like when the former DM left our game, and we cut ties with him. Caillou had basically just kind of been like feeling all alone, and Snapdragon swore up and down he would never abandon him. So, like, he would protect him and everything. So what happened was, when Victor showed up into the game, First thing he does is he is snooping in the fucking bushes outside a cabin we happen to be taking refuge in. And of course, Snap catches
Guys, sorry to interrupt, but Shadow drank too much Red Bull. He's grown wings.
Nice. I'm still waiting to hear back from my lawsuit against Red Bull. I've been drinking their product for years. Not once have I grown wings. All it ever achieved is making me have to piss a lot.
Bird, just for once in your life, could you ever act normal?
I mean,
I tried
you
once.
could say the same of all three of us.
No, I mean,
tried it once. Wasn't a fan. Thanks for asking.
I tried it
But, I
once, and I tried it once as part of a bet in high school, and I won that bet, but the person never paid up.
but for it, you're a normal type.
Did you know that normal types can learn seismic toss?
If you try to seismic toss me, you know you're gonna just blow things up. You're just gonna blow shit up after that.
It's fine. Thanks to Team Rocket, I have a high HP rate, so I could probably survive an
I
explosion.
should normally be able to do, yet it felt natural. What could be causing these mutations?
See, here's the problem, though, Ferd. You try to use seismic toss on me, I mean, you'll probably be fine, but the rest of the world, I don't think so.
Wait.
You mean there's a chance I could destroy the world? Fuck yeah, let's do it!
Nope.
At least let me get the castle off Earth first.
Maria? No.
Wait until the castle's space ready for me to for you guys to do that.
Oh, I'm sure the castle will be fine.
I mean, it'll survive in space. It's just it doesn't have a propulsion system on it, so it'll just be kind of stuck where it lands.
I mean,
You might lose the moat, but
there's a boat?
I don't have a moat.
I need to stay.
You mean
what
the
the fuck did
drainage
I pee
ditch?
in a minute ago?
You mean the drainage ditch for the sewage?
That doesn't explain the smell, but it doesn't explain the sea monster.
Oh, God. This time, let's build a boat. I could be the crocodile. No, but guys, you'll always say you'll be the crocodile, but you'll never commit.
Something calls to me.
I feel like there's a bit here I'm not getting.
That's a reference to fucking Steven Universe. I'm
I
sorry.
haven't seen
it's just a-
Steven Universe.
I've never actually watched a full episode. I've seen like maybe one or two episodes. I know the gist of what happens. But that was just like for one particular episode for whatever reason. No. Anyway, I'll be back. I need to get water. I am
Okay.
parched.
Okay.
So given that Shadow's new powers in this game are called Doom powers, I wonder if he also likes Doom Metal now. Which I've been trying to get into Doom Metal, it's just I don't know what bands count as Doom Metal. I've been thinking about metal a lot lately because I've been watching this older, I say older, it's like 10 years old, which is still, you know, relatively old, documentary series called Metal Evolution, and I just got through with the final episode before stream.
Nice.
It's a
I've been really getting
technically
into
11 episode documentary series, but there's an additional episode that was shot after the fact and was exclusively released on YouTube.
Nice. I've been really getting into metal myself too. My favorite is aluminum. It's crinkly.
It's I couldn't find the old unofficial uploads that my Finnish friend who introduced me to that documentary series used to watch with me back in the day. So I had to, like, scour the internet, and I found a website that worked, and I was like, oh, this is going to be where I probably watch the Knuckles miniseries before Sonic 3, because I'm not signing up for Paramount Plus.
Fair.
I don't care if you can binge the entire Knuckles miniseries in the span of a day on Paramount Plus. I'm not signing up for Paramount Plus.
Could you do maybe a free preview of it?
They have a free trial. The thing is, I'm the kind of person who always forgets to cancel after they're done watching stuff, so then I end up having to pay.
Oh, you'll pay.
You'll all pay. Just 2 easy payments of $19.99.
Call now and receive a free t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to talk to Omega, because I keep forgetting to check in on these guys during story moments, because they say different things as the story progresses, and you can miss out on a lot of cool dialogue.
I'm sorry, we lied. There is a t-shirt. We have size small. It also says, I heart Taylor Swift. We don't know why. Specifically requested it not say that.
When you talk about, like, you know, t-shirt sizes like that as a gag, it makes me think of when Scott the Woz was doing his video on Loot Crate and Loot Crate type services, and he ordered a Loot Crate and he wears a size medium, and he accidentally ordered a size 5X.
Oh God!
So the shirt fits him like a blanket.
I mean, not gonna argue with a nerdy blanket.
And it was a Captain Marvel shirt, so it wasn't even a good blanket.
To be fair, though, I'm pocket sized, so all shirts are blankets to me.
Aerial anomaly detected. Preliminary Black Arms research indicates it is called Black Moon. No immediate threat detected. Remain on high alert and proceed with the mission.
Jeez, Omega. Jeez, Omega, you can't just say Black Moon.
Chronometer function still offline. Destabilization of space-time continues. Source of disruption appears to be unidentified life form. Sonic is present and counteracting the effect. Explanation: data not found.
Explanation: I made it the fuck up.
Observation. The gear-shaped object you collected is resonating with a specific frequency. I detect a matching frequency in that conspicuous pillar standing out in the void. Okay, that's kind of funny. Analysis. Applying the gear to the construct may yield results. I like that even Omega's like interact with the thing that sticks out in this empty space of whiteness. Empty space of whiteness, also known as the rural parts of North Carolina. I should know, I've lived in them. So, like, out of all the levels that are in this game, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get a level from Shadow's solo game. Seems a little weird that they would leave that out. Considering, like, you know, our first stage is from Sonic Adventure 2, and then we get a stage from Sonic Heroes. Logically, the next one would be Shadow the Hedgehog, but they just skipped that. Instead, go to Sonic 06.
Huh.
Like, my only guess is they didn't want the way the game progresses to be lopsided on one section, which I guess makes sense. Because it's easier to organize into, every section has 2 levels. Like, in Sonic Generations, every section has 3 levels. It's also cool to, finally have a version of Rail Canyon where the rail grinding doesn't suck ass. Because, the controls for grinding in Rail Canyon, specifically for switching rails, which it forces you to do a lot, in Sonic Heroes, are not very precise, and you often go flying off in the complete wrong direction and die. So Rail Canyon and its accompanying stage, Bullet Station, always give me, like, major anxiety. They could have done a DLC for that, though. They could. We don't know if, well, we do know that, the movie DLC is probably going to be the only one, because, they tend not to do much DLC for Sonic games. Like, the one that got the most, well, the 2 that got the most were, Sonic Frontiers, with its, multiple updates throughout the following year, rather than dedicated DLC packs. And, Sonic Unleashed had a surprising amount of DLC that was basically, like, extremely hard versions of existing stages. And now that the 360 store is down... Well, actually, no, you can still get it because it's backwards compatible on modern Xboxes. But you can't get that Sonic 06 DLC anymore. Thankfully, I picked it all up before the store went down.
Okay, what did I miss? I was gone for like 2 seconds.
You missed a bit of Rail Canyon transitioning back into Radical Highway, because Black Doom just loves Radical Highway.
You missed a lot. We contemplated the existence of man and whether or not it's really worth the effort.
I mean, my answer to the existence of man and whether it's worth the effort is an old adage that is said frequently in the vampire community by one of our most prolific members, if not our most prolific member. And it is, what is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or, depending on the translation you're looking at, it could also be mankind, a hatred of cesspit and lies. A cesspit of hatred and lies. Which, you know, I don't agree with that translation. I find it to be a bit too flowery. Whereas, the more common one is, like the older translation is, you know, more straight to the point.
Yeah. Oh my god, you space bridged.
You know, I don't remember Black Doom being able to do this in Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm calling serious retcons on his skill sets for this DLC. Although technically he was able to send Shadow to the past in order to have him experience the raid on the Ark again. So I guess it's not outside the realm of possibility for him to be able to warp space and time. I mean, he's already inside a space-time warp.
Yeah.
How's the old adage go? Space is warped and time is bendable.
Yeah. Hey, Ari, Furret.
Yo.
Let's do the time warp again.
It's not Halloween anymore, so sadly, you're a bit out of season for that.
Oh, but last time I did the time warp, it hurt. You told me it wouldn't because I don't know why I believed you. You always lie to me.
I'm banned from doing the time warp because the last time I did the time warp, I opened an actual time warp and basically basically, Aeon, the Keeper of Time, was not happy with me.
Oh, Torbeck's
He-
not allowed to do the time warp. Last time Torbeck did the time warp, he scared children.
Stop yelling, Torbeck!
For those of you who don't know who Aeon, the Keeper of Time is, I would say to check out Castlevania Judgment, but I would not recommend doing that because it's a shitty fighting game with shitty incarnations of the Castlevania cast, as designed by the artist for Death Note.
Like, the sad fact is, like, I like a lot of the designs. I just don't think they work for,
They don't work for
characters.
Castlevania characters, but they're cool designs. The only one I think is, like, a bit better than the, at the time, recent design was his design for Trevor Belmont. I especially hate his design for Maria, because it's just Misa Misa as a loli. And I don't like his design for Death, because it just looks too over-designed.
Yeah.
I will be right back myself. I need to let my parents' dog out.
Okay.
Oh, and I don't like his design for Simon Belmont, because it just looks like light with red hair.
Yeah.
And wearing bondage gear. Which, you know, I know that a lot of Castlevania artwork looks kind of fetishy, but he shouldn't be wearing bondage gear. He should... Like, my favorite Simon Belmont design is not even the Super Smash Bros. One. It's the one for the obscure PS1 game Castlevania Chronicles, where he was redesigned by the Symphony of the Night artist as, like, a barbarian. I say obscure. It's available on PS3, I think. And it's actually a updated port of a remake of Castlevania 1 that was previously exclusive to the Japan-exclusive computer system, the Sharp X68000. It's known for having a really goes way too hard rave soundtrack, and being extremely difficult. And for the fact that they had to censor the concept art gallery because the image that it had of the succubus from Symphony of the Night was originally topless and showed full-on booba, and they weren't allowed to get away with that in the international version.
It's...
Sorry.
Hey, Coffee Pot. How's it going? Hope you had a good Halloween. Also, yes, I would sex the succubus from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, even though she's not that kind of succubus. She's more of the try to corrupt you through pretending to be your loved ones kind of succubus, rather than try to corrupt you through bomb-ass titties and ass succubus. Because, I'm kind of glad she's not the kind to try and seduce someone through her sexuality in that game, considering she was trying to turn Alucard to Dracula's side by posing as his mother when she was about to be executed.
Oh, shit. Also, I'm gonna, just by looking at the design for Death in Castlevania Judgment, I agree with you. He looks way too over-designed to be like the Grim Reaper. If anything, he just looks like a interesting-looking Shinigami from.
Yeah, he looks
Death
more
Note.
like a Death Note Shinigami than he looks like Death as previously established from Castlevania. Like, sometimes he has modes like... He has forms like that sometimes. But it's usually like his powered-up form from, like, Rondo of Blood, for example.
Yeah.
But, no, usually he's just portrayed as, like, your standard Grim Reaper.
Yeah. I can't wait
also-
for you to finish.
I like the way that the golem is characterized in that game. I just don't like the way it's designed. Because, like, they took the golem, which is supposed to be a rock monster, and they merged its design with the creature, which is supposed to be Frankenstein's monster. So it's like, it doesn't look like much of a rock monster, and it's got, like, all these electrodes sticking out of it.
So basically, they created a flesh golem instead.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't look like a flesh golem. It's still clearly made out of stone. But,
Oh.
like, basically they tried to merge two characters into one, but only called it the golem. You having good food there? I had a fun Halloween. The children were fun to harass. Yep, that's one of the best parts of Halloween. Olive did not have a good Halloween, considering she had to protect the house from the scary monsters and witches and ghouls and ghosts outside.
Aw.
One fun thing
Poor
I found
dog.
out about this game, they brought back mocap. Not everything is mocap, but it's noticeable during conversation scenes. Yeah, there's motion capture credits in in the credits. I also saw people arguing over whether Marza worked on the cutscenes for this game or not, saying that they look too good to be Marza, or like Marza's all hands on deck for Sonic 3, so they couldn't have done this. I'm like, do you guys not know how game development works? It's not like they made all of this year. Like, in movie making, yeah, the visual effects are usually the last part to get done. But, one of the last parts to get done. But in video games, no, you have to have this shit done ahead of time. Like, I saw people saying it doesn't look like Marza, that it looks like they got fan animators to work on it. And I'm like, did you guys just forget what Marza's animation style looks like? I understand if you did, because Sega hasn't really effectively used Marza since they bought them. Like, they bought a whole-ass animation studio just to have them almost exclusively make, teaser trailers. And, like, a couple of cutscenes for, Sonic Lost World.
I'm just looking up the designs for characters in Judgment and seeing Grant Dynasty in that game. I only have one thing to say. When the hell did Mummymon escape the digital world again?
I mean, like, as someone who was into 3D weapon-based fighters back in the day, and by that I mean exclusively Soul Calibur, everyone was comparing him to Voldo from Soul Calibur. Especially since Grant Dynasty from Castlevania doesn't look like that in any other incarnation. He hasn't appeared much outside of Castlevania 3 for the NES. But in that game, he was designed to look like, you know, a bandit.
Yeah.
Like, he had, like, a little head like, you know, a bandana and...
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that design, yeah.
Like,
that looked
just
more like
very
what he
simple
was
design.
Yeah. He's not like
I like his design, but it doesn't work for Grant. I'm like, the fuck happened to Grant? Why is he wrapped up in bandages?
Right? Like, when did he become a mummy? I kind of like Dracula's... Well, some of Dracula's...
I don't like how he has those, like, ornate metal parts on his jacket that, to me, just look like he's covered in barnacles.
I actually like it because it's more of a... Not the gold stuff, but, like, the silver... like, silver colored ones.
You know, like, I would compare them to, like, you know, the gold accents on Eggman's coat, except the way that their shape makes them look more like barnacles.
Yeah. But I do like the silver esque armor that he wears, like on his quote unquote wing / cape thing, because at least that looks actually kind of cool. I like that. I just don't like
Aeon's also Aeon is an original character for that game, and he just has a good design overall. But Like, his is the only one that looks Castlevania-y to me. Also, I like, what's his name? Cornell's design in, Judgment more than I like his design in Legacy of Darkness. Because in Legacy of Darkness, he's just a werewolf.
Yeah. I kind of like
he has a
Sypha's
human form,
design.
too, but his werewolf form, which is what he exclusively appears in Judgment, comparing those, his Legacy of Darkness design is just your standard-ass werewolf.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at Sypha's design, and you know what? I kind of like it.
I mean, that design
not bad.
kind of works in the context of Judgment, considering that that is supposed to be a Sypha from before the events of Castlevania 3, before she went off to fight Dracula and before she met Trevor. Like, the whole conceit of Judgment is that it's a lot of classic Castlevania characters pulled from different points in the timeline. So, like, Alucard is pulled from, I think from, I think before Symphony of the Night, but after Castlevania 3. No, it's before Castlevania 3, because he doesn't know who Maria is. But, like, Maria is from, no, I'm getting it backwards. Maria doesn't know who he is, because she's pulled from in between Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. So she's older than she was in Rondo, where she was a little girl, but she's not an adult like she is in Symphony. She's, like, she's, like, 12 or 13. And I hate her story, because it's very un-Maria-y for how she... for, like, what her motivation would be. She's, like, the joke character of the game. And her whole story is, like, Aeon's, like, if you can solve the time anomaly that, is being caused, then, then I may fulfill your one desire. And for her, she's like, I want boobs, because I'm flat. And I'm like, you're flat because you're, like, 12 years old. Get over it.
Yeah.
And I like Carmilla's design. I think Carmilla's also got a good design in that game, partly because Carmilla's design in most Castlevania games is just naked purple-haired woman riding a skull. Although they didn't work in the skull motif into any of her moveset, which is disappointing. Instead, she fights using an Iron Maiden that's strapped to her arm.
Yeah.
Basically, she's the Ivy of the game, but in terms of how she's portrayed, which is also the first time... Well, no, not the first time. But one of the only times prior to the Netflix series that Carmilla was portrayed as, like, an actual character with dialogue, rather than just a mute boss that you fight along the way.
You want a weird Mandela effect that's going to hurt your head?
Are you sure it doesn't just hurt your head? But sure.
In general, it tends to hurt a lot of people's heads.
Well, what is it then?
Other than as decoration, Iron Maidens did not actually exist and were never actually utilized as torture devices.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
I'm not surprised.
I'm aware of that. It was just some... Wasn't it like some people found parts of what found one of those things? It was they like didn't know what it was for, and they just made up that purpose for it, assuming that's what it must have been.
Something like that.
It was some bullshit like that.
I could see it actually being used by like maybe one or two people back in the day, but I highly doubt that was like a wide.
You know what they did have back in the day as medieval torture devices? The thumb screw.
Yep. And the rack.
Well, multiple societies had the rack.
That's true.
Nothing's quite as fucked up as the bronze bowl, though. That was like ancient Greece, ancient Rome, I believe. Oh, brass bowl, that's what it was. Or was it bronze? I don't know. Either way, it was like a metal bowl that they would put a person inside of and then light a fire underneath it so it would cook them alive. And as the steam and smoke came out of the bull's nostrils, it would combine with the person screaming. It would sound like the bellowing of a bull.
Jeez.
That sounds metal as fuck. It is metal as fuck.
Well, literally and figuratively.
Oh, and they would do it publicly, too.
And with that being said, I'll be right back because my mom needs me to go outside and pick up a package that was delivered. So I'll be back.
Okay, just don't show us your package on stream. I can't get away with that.
It's garden rods, asshole.
Public humiliation, ooh-woo. Public execution, but sure. But public executions are just a more extreme form of public humiliation, sure. Also, Furret, you know how you told me, like, that, the whole, like, Fillion's mom thing is not actually her mom? I looked her up. Her whole gimmick is that she's supposed to be, like, everyone's mom. And, she just happened to befriend Fillion and start collabing with her more frequently.
Yep.
So it's not even a case of, like, she's specifically pretending to be Fillion's mom. She's everyone's mommy. But yeah, I find that an interesting concept for a VTuber. Because, you don't get many who are just like, I'm everyone's mom. Just like, the closest I can think of is how Korone once said, I'm everyone's wife, when someone asked her to be their wife. And then when someone asked her to marry her again, she backed off on it. No, wait, when someone said, you are my waifu to her, she backed off on that and said, no, 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 I am doggo.
Some people are just too pure for this world.
Oh, I wouldn't say Korone is pure. She's been doing watch-alongs of the Saw series and ranking her favorite Saw traps.
She just acts like she's pure.
She's known to be into, like, really nightmarish stuff, but, like, nightmarish in terms of, like, the horrific acts on display, but there's only one kind of horror that she doesn't like, and that's stuff involving ghosts. Because, like, ghosts actually scare her.
Hi.
Fuck it. One of these years I'll suck it up and actually sit down and watch Terrifier movies.
I mean, I've been meaning to check out the Terrifier movies. The only thing that's kept me from it is that they're not on a lot of streaming services other than, what's it called, like, Chiller or something like that.
I was gonna say all three of them are on Prime.
Oh, they're on Prime now? They used to not be.
Well, Terrifier 1 and 2 are, and then 3 is supposed to be coming out.
Okay, because previously they were only on, like, this one, like, horror exclusive, like, horror-focused streaming service. That you had to subscribe to separately from Prime, but you can access through Prime. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, it's one that sponsors a lot of YouTubers. Like, they sponsor Justin Wang every now and then.
Was it Shudder?
Shudder, thank you. Chiller was the TV network.
Yeah, I almost signed up for Shudder at one point, but I never got around to it. I'm kind of glad I never did, because I'm not that big of a horror buff. I mean, I do like some horror movies here and there, but it has to be like something I'm in the mood for.
I like old school horror. Like I like Freddy and Jason and Mike Myers.
So you're a slasher fan.
Yeah, you like the 80s slasher movies. I get you.
To be fair, I also enjoy Scream.
Well, Scream is meant to be a big parody of what slasher movies had become, created by the creator of Nightmare on Elm Street. The problem with Scream as a series is that as it went on, it started to gradually become just another slasher movie.
Yep.
Although I will say that the fact that Scream was intended to be a parody of horror movies is exactly why I don't think that the original Scary Movie works as a parody, because it's trying to do a parody of something that was already a parody.
Yeah.
It's like if someone was going to make a parody of one of Weird Al's songs. It's like it doesn't work because it's already a parody. Like if a hack fraud like me were to listen to Weird Al Yankovic's Another One Rides the Bus and try to do a parody of it. It's like you're doing a parody of a parody, so it's not a good thing to parody.
Yeah.
Toss is fair. Now,
Godzilla
no
54 is technically an eco-horror flick. Yes, it is. It's one of the first eco-horror flicks, if you think about it, other than, being one of the first kaiju movies. Because it's all about the horrors of what nuclear weaponry can do. Less than a decade after said nuclear weaponry had been used on that country.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is that when it was initially, the project was put into place before a concept was nailed down, all that Toho wanted was a Japanese ripoff of the movie The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. It was the director who came up with the concept of making a statement with it.
Oh, wow.
Yo, any Leprechaun fans in chat? Leprechaun in the Hood is my favorite. I haven't seen any of the Leprechaun movies, but I've been meaning to check them out. The only one I've heard that you should avoid entirely is the Leprechaun reboot. It was called Leprechaun Origins or something. The one that had Hornswoggle from WWE. The one where it has fuck all to do with Leprechaun.
Yeah, the remake had Hornswoggle.
Yeah, and the remake performed so badly that they unremade it with the next sequel.
Dude, it was so bad that Hornswoggle basically said he's never going to act again.
And fun fact about the Leprechaun series, he's played by the titular Leprechaun, in most cases is played by Warwick Davis, who you might know as Wicket the Ewok from Star Wars.
So the first Leprechaun was actually pretty good. I never really cared for much after that.
The first Leprechaun is also one of the first starring roles for Jennifer Aniston.
I may have seen Leprechaun on TV once, when I think back in the day when Singly had the rights to show it. But I could just be misremembering, for all I know.
I mean, Leprechaun was aired on TV a lot because it was like one of those slasher movies that really found its home on cable and on direct-to-video releases.
I also know that there was God, I don't even remember I've seen a lot of older black and white horror films. One movie that still gives me the chills to this day from when I first saw it is a House on Haunted Hill, like the original House on Haunted Hill. With starring
Fun fact,
Christ.
that movie's in the public domain, so we could watch that on stream.
Nice.
Or at least we could for, you know, a future Halloween stream, since it's a bit too late
Yeah.
to do Halloween streams.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Christmas is allowed to start half a year early, but Halloween's not allowed by the general public to extend past October 31st. It's a crime, really.
Yep. I say we gather up.
There, around this time, you get to watch the greatest horror movie of all time.
That
The
is
music video to "All I Want for Christmas."
Like I said earlier, I've still never heard that whole song. I've never seen the music video.
Did we talk about that on stream, or was that before?
We talked about that, like, less
the
than an
opening.
hour ago.
Hurt, are you sure you're okay? Do you need some help?
He's never been okay. Just look at his reaction to anytime Rouge the Bat or Blaze is on screen.
Rouge or Blaze are on the screen? Where?
Not yet, but soon.
Okay, you make a good point.
Also, did you like that? Did you like that? That fan comic that I sent you a couple days ago with Blaze, Amy, and Rouge?
Yeah, that was good.
That is technically canon. It's technically canon because the script notes for Sonic 06's character profiles never released to the public, but well, never officially released to the public, but later released through, you know, people that archive Sonic stuff, showed that in her character profile, it said that, like, among, like, actual stuff about her character, it said that she's self-conscious about being flat-chested.
But, JKR, what you have to understand is, when you're an experiment from Team Rocket, they tend to mess with your head a little bit. It makes you kind of nuts.
That's the weird thing. You would do this even before the experiment.
Before the experiment, I couldn't talk, though, so that's what makes it even weirder.
So we just made a tradition. Oh, I see. Oh God, I see discussion about Calvin in the stream chat. Yeah, it's almost time for our annual shitting on Calvin, the most useless, worthless piece of shit elf. I gotta line up some real shit movies for Christmas this year. I mean, I'm hoping we can find something on par with Calvin.
God, I genuinely freaking locked Calvin out of my mind for a year. Thanks.
I forgot he was a thing until you fucking mentioned him.
Dashcat brings him up. Sorry, Coffee brings him up every now and then just to shit on him. Because Coffee's a dedicated Calvin hater.
Well, Coffee, here's the thing. You say he's a fucking disgrace against humanity?
I'm half elf, and I agree that he is a disgrace to my kind.
Yes, I was just gonna say, he is a disgrace to elf kind.
Well, look at this silly boy on the screen.
Yo, I love the Shin Godzilla texture they kind of gave this thing. Because like
the BioLizard really benefited from, you know, modern textures.
Yeah, because it literally gives me Shin Godzilla's first land form vibes.
Is this Christmas Inc? No, it's called God, what's it called again? It's like fuck, I can't even remember what it's called. It's like Calvin Santa something. The Cinema Snob did a review of it, which is how I found out about it. Oh, Santa's Christmas elf named Calvin. That's the name of the movie. It's public domain. You can watch a low-quality VHS rip of it on YouTube. That's how we watched it, so we didn't even watch it in HD. We watched it with the distorted audio and everything. It looks more like a salamander. I mean, I think it's supposed to be originally a salamander, so that would make sense.
Speaking as a science experiment myself, I kind of feel for this dude.
Yeah, especially because it's clearly always in pain, because it needs that life support system on its back to even live. Oh, and if we're going by its final form in Sonic Adventure 2, then it died having a space colony's planet-busting laser cannon shoved up its ass.
Then why the fuck is it called? Then why the fuck is it called the Bio Lizard? Because I mean,
it is a biologically engineered lizard.
So yeah.
So you're telling me what you're telling me is it couldn't survive a colonoscopy. Gotcha.
Also, keep in mind, the Bio Lizard is the prototype for Shadow.
Yeah.
This is the failed prototype for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Kind of weird how they went straight from lizards to hedgehogs.
Does he have an official name other than Project Shadow? I don't think it does. But I know that the VTuber Cirrus has a little chibi bio lizard that he uses as a stream pet, and he calls it Blizzy.
Is it weird that I kind of hope the bio lizard shows up at some point in the movie?
I hope it does too, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. It would be cool, at the very least, to basically have the closest that the Sonic movies will probably get to a kaiju battle, when you think about it. Or at least, like, the Sonic cast taking on a kaiju.
I mean, you want to get slightly technical, I would argue Dr. Robotnik's suit.
Well, that's not a kaiju, that's a mecha. There's a difference.
Fair.
How will this affect my loved ones?
And you may say to yourself, you may be entitled to financial...
Since, you know, they skipped over Sonic Adventure 1 to go straight to Sonic Adventure 2, so we didn't get perfect chaos.
One of these years we'll get Sonic Adventure 3.
Finest creation.
Spoiler alert, no we won't.
I destroyed you once.
I just love Radical Highway. I love the part when you dodge all the enemy planes and they drop bombs like boom, 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 and then you go through the room filled with springs. It's like boom, 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 boom. God, it's so cool. What are you, 12? I am an ageless, immortal being that has existed for millennia. I have earned my right to geek out about my favorite game, Sonic Adventure 2.
I'm a big Talking Heads fan. My mom got me into Talking Heads. As a Christmas gift to her last year, I bought her a Blu-ray copy of Stop Making Sense, and we watched that together on Christmas Eve. Stop Making Sense, if you're not aware, you know, because I don't assume much crossover between my audience and Talking Heads fans. Stop Making Sense is their concert film that's considered like the best concert film ever made in that genre. And basically saying concert films peaked in the 80s with Stop Making Sense.
I hate to do it.
Could you say that again? I cut out a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's what kind of sucks about being on my phone.
Yeah,
But
if you need to get off, then I understand.
Yeah, like I said, it's nothing personal. I'm just like passing out because I've been awake since like 2 o'clock this morning.
Oh, I don't blame you.
So
Get some rest, dude.
Yeah, get some rest.
you guys have a good stream. Peace out, my dudes.
Bird,
out.
just recover. No, in all seriousness.
Probably shouldn't be getting off on stream. That's against TOS. It's only against TOS if you're a small channel like me. That's the obvious joke, but is the correct joke to make.
Hey, Miles.
Hey, Miles. Sonic Adventure would have been perfect for a film. I agree. But at the same time, I feel like, given that they haven't introduced most of the Sonic cast in the Sonic movies yet, you would lose a lot of that game's approach to narrative by not having all those characters already be established, or, like, you know, you could get away with introducing characters like Big and Gamma in a Sonic Adventure movie, but characters like Amy need to be pre-established. Like, basically, I have ideas for how a Sonic Adventure movie could work. Even fitting into a more modest, like, max 2 hours time run, max 2 hours running time. Basically just do it like the movie Rashomon, which is what storytelling approach was based on in the game. Where it's like the same story told from multiple perspectives. Like, fucking Hoodwinked figured that out.
Yeah.
And I know that's probably a movie name that some of you thought you would never hear again. But I was obsessed with Hoodwinked as a kid, especially the Be Prepared song. That was my Be Prepared, not the Lion King one, because I didn't see the Lion King until I was most of the way through middle school.
I was about to make a joke. It's like, you didn't see the Lion King until you were already a man. By then,
No, not quite then. Although in some cultures they consider the age of, like, 12 to be a man, specifically in the Kanto region.
Yep.
This is the ultimate power. All right.
Well, missed a lot of this. Glad I made it for at least some of it. Shadow Generations isn't very long, so you haven't missed much. Just like the first set of stages and the first boss.
Pretty much, yeah.
Also, I just noticed a old exploit from Sonic Frontiers that they fixed in Shadow Generations with its combat, which was in Sonic Frontiers, if you were knocked away in midair, it didn't register you taking damage until you made impact with the ground. So if you were able to, like, do an aerial recovery and land on something else on your feet, you wouldn't take damage. But they've nerfed that in Shadow Generations.
Damn.
Like, that wasn't even an intentional thing. It was an exploit that people would do that they just never fixed.
Yeah.
Because it was, like, core to how the combat system worked.
Right.
It was a good way to, you know, cheat on the beginning of each Titan battle, the parts where you have to climb up them, especially Giganto.
Oh, yeah.
Chaos control.
We may have missed out on Tikal being killed on screen, but we'll get Maria dying on screen, so the world is balanced. I mean, we didn't see Tikal die. We saw her about to seal herself inside the Master Emerald.
No.
But she technically didn't die. She just, as I said in both of my old reviews of Sonic Adventure, and like I plan on saying when I get to reviewing Sonic Adventure again, she and Chaos didn't die. They just had to go now, because their planet needs them. Like Poochie from The Simpsons. And then they died on the way back to their home planet.
Ultimate power.
Unlimited power!
Nah. Unlimited power is when you plug one extension cable into another extension cable, and then plug it so you create an infinite loop of power. Like that BJ Wimpy video. Also, I've played this stage a few times. I just noticed that this section of the stage is the Mach Speed section from Sonic's version of this stage. That's a cool detail. It's like how it took me until my most recent playthrough of Sonic Generations on this version to notice that Seaside Hill actually mixes in parts of Ocean Palace as well. Also, yes, Kingdom Valley is a good stage. It's a good stage in Sonic 06 already, but it's especially good here. I would say, like, if I had to nitpick about Kingdom Valley in its different incarnations in Sonic 06, Kingdom Valley, as it's presented in Shadow Story, is a little bit too difficult of a stage to be the second level of the game. Because a lot of it is, like, a lot of it involves some tricky driving sections with vehicles that don't handle very well. Also, a coffee redeem. I will get the coffee. I just brewed a fresh pot, but that's not what's in my mug right now.
Oh, shit. Ugh.
I say I just brewed it. I brewed it like 2.5 hours ago. But that's fresher that's fresher than what's in my cup.
Yeah.
I remember getting game overs on Kingdom Valley. You know how I said one time that Sonic 06 was the first 360 game I played when I got my 360 for Christmas 2007? It took me a couple days to get past the first level of Sonic Story, because I kept game overing. And when you game over on the first level in Sonic Story, you start all the way back at the beginning. You get sent back to the title screen, and you have to start all the way back from the opening cutscene.
Oh, shit.
And yes, it was the Mach Speed section that kept killing me, although I also fucked up on the escaping whale section because I took too long as Tails, because Tails controls like month-old butt. And ran out of time, and the whale escaped with Sonic on it.
Damn.
Which is a non-standard death that you can get in that stage.
Nice, of course.
You can fail that section? Yes, you may not know it, but it's actually on a timer that it does not show you. The only indication that you're running out of time is, first of all, Sonic saying, "Tails, hurry up," and second of all, the whale approaching the gate. As you, in real time, as you're going through that section. But yes, you can fail that, and it counts as a death.
All right. Chaos control.
Days, that's funny. It took me months. I say days because it was at my dad's, and my dad is the kind of person that doesn't want, the kids to be off in their rooms doing their own thing for Christmas. He wants to have the whole family do stuff together on Christmas. So, plus it was my sister's first Christmas because she had just been adopted 2 months before. So it was a big deal, basically. And I didn't get much time in individual play sessions to play Sonic 06 until I got back to my mom's, which is when I finally made progress. But yeah, like, to give you an idea of how stupid of a kid I was and how stupid of an adult I still am, the first game I played out of all the games I got for Christmas that year, on my dad's side at least, was Sonic 06. When among those games, I also had Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Halo 3.
It's funny for me, like, the Sonic game that I played a lot, and I got stuck in, like, one particular level in Sonic Story, and I hated it, was the Prison Island break. Like, I never get the homing attack
he's here.
down. Oh, no, not him.
He's not even in Sonic Generations, but he's here. Kiss him? I would if I could. He deserves it. He's a good boy. And he is just the nicest dude. He has never interacted with Shadow before.
Shadow, isn't it? Have you seen my good buddy, Froggy?
I like that we get some characterization for Big here that goes into, like, some depths of how he's just the friendliest guy. Oh, hello. Your name's Shadow, isn't it? Have you seen my good buddy Froggy? No? That's too bad. He ran off again, so I went looking for him. Somehow I wound up here. I'll keep looking. If I see anything interesting, I'll let you know. I like to think Shadow would only like Big. I mean, he smiled at Big a bit there. So, at the very least, he's not annoyed by him. Like, he just senses that Big has, like, best friend, has, like, chill acquaintance energy. He's like, this guy's not gonna bother me. I like him already.
Sure is peaceful here.
No wind blowing, no birds chirping, no bugs buzzing. You don't think it's cozy? I might take a nap.
By the way, have we even seen Froggy since Adventure, not counting the big frogs in Heroes? He appeared in a magazine screenshot, in a magazine clipping in Team Rose's story in, like, the opening cutscene of Team Rose's story when they see the fake Sonic running away with Froggy and Chocola. That is the only time that we have seen him since Sonic Adventure. Game-wise, at least. We also saw him in Sonic X.
Do you like to fish?
You never tried? That's too bad. Would you like to learn how? What? You're not interested? That's too bad.
See, Big's just a friend to everyone.
Hey there.
I want to hug him. I want a life-size plush of Big the Cat, but then I realized Big the Cat is like 6 feet tall.
So he'd be about your height then.
He's like 6 feet tall and weighs 600 pounds.
Sex.
No, I would not sex the Big the Cat plushie, the Big the Cat life-size plushie, because I do not lewd Big the Cat. He's too pure. I don't think he even knows what sex is. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure that Cream is at least tangentially aware of what sex is due to how many people thirst over her mother. She does not know out of curiosity. She knows against her will. I feel bad for her. No. You gotta see the Daitomodachi animation from of Kakyoin Waifu Connoisseur, the episode that was about Vanilla the Rabbit, where Vanilla's like, you know, 100. Well, first of all, portrayed as a Southern belle, which surprisingly works really well for Vanilla the Rabbit's voice. The few times she's been voiced, that is. And second of all, she's like, oh, you look great, and I would totally fuck the ever-loving shit out of you. But first, you have to get the approval of my daughter. And then Cream just does the penance stare on him from Ghost Rider and turns him into a withered husk. No, she also knows because she's seen what kind of fan. I was gonna say what kind of fans she has. I was gonna say what kind of fans everyone has in Sonic. Like, if the Twitter takeovers are to be taken as canon with them being aware of the Sonic fandom, then that means that Cream has probably seen what the average DeviantArt artwork of Sonic characters looks like. It's like the Doobus Goobus animation about Rouge becoming a nun after she saw the top 10 hottest Sonic females video. Also, I never thought I would be able to like a Sonic Forces stage in an official Sonic game, not counting the Sonic Forces Overclocked mod. Because, like, holy shit, they took a Sonic Forces stage and made it actually fun and engaging and somewhat challenging. I didn't think that was possible without, like, you know, fundamentally redesigning how Sonic Forces stages work. And technically, yeah, they kind of did that, but it still feels like if Sonic Forces had, you know, time and effort put into it. I don't say usually. I know that, you know, it's not like the developers sought to make one of the worst Sonic games ever made. But at the same time, that is a game that feels like it had no passion behind it and was being made by people that were creatively drained of having to make the same bullshit every year to diminishing returns. Like, part of why Frontiers is so good in spite of its technical issues is because you can tell that the people making it were really, like, energized and trying out new things that they had previously not been allowed to try.
Oh, wow.
Also, how funny is it that the best reviewed Sonic game in years is just Sonic Generations again? Just like Sonic Generations at the time was the best reviewed Sonic game in years. Like, yeah, well, to be fair, Colors got really good reviews as well. But, a lot of that was reviews from people that already didn't like Sonic. so I don't trust its, Metacritic score as being accurate to its quality. Not to say it's a bad game or anything. It's just, I feel like its glowing reception was, in response to people that already had it out for Sonic, outlets like IGN and GameSpot and stuff like that, liking it for not being a traditional Sonic game and being more Mario-like, to the detriment of, hardcore adventure-era Sonic fans like me.
Sorry, I'm typing something out to somebody.
It's okay.
That's why I'm being quiet.
Anyways, we're back to Radical Highway because Black Doom just loves Radical Highway, just like Shadow just loves Latinas. Now that we have the full voice cast out for Sonic X Shadow Generations, more specifically the full voice cast for the Shadow Generations part, we've gotten some confirmation that Sean Schemmel did audition for the part of Black Doom to see if he could get it again, but he didn't get the role. My guess is because he's already said that the Black Doom voice is very tough on his throat, so he probably just can't do the voice anymore. I don't know. That's just a guess without having him, without having heard his audition, because we're never gonna hear that. Insane that Robbie Damon is Mephiles. Exactly. Like, I never would have pinned the Spyro Reignited voice of Hunter the Cheetah as fucking Mephiles the Dark. And he does it pretty well. He's no Dan Green, but his own take on it is good enough for how Mephiles is portrayed in his boss fight. It's pretty good, and I feel so bad for him. Yeah, the whole boss fight is just bullying Mephiles for wanting to exist outside of the little pocket timeline that he's been condemned to. Also, in response to, I seriously wasn't expecting this game to get this highly praised. What I find interesting about the praise for it is that the negatives that people had to say about it were exclusively about Sonic Generations, not about the Shadow Generations part. Like, it's a case of the only thing holding it back is that it's still tethered to some, 2010s era Sonic design philosophy and writing. Also, since I updated the schedule, I didn't address this quite yet, but starting tomorrow, I'm going to be debuting what I hope to be a new regular segment that I'm calling FMV Grab Bag, because FMV Hell was already taken. And it's where, each time I'm either going to try out quick bursts of a whole bunch of different 90s FMV games, or do a playthrough of an entire 90s FMV game if it's long enough. And the one that I have on the docket for tomorrow for a blind playthrough, because I've never actually played it before, even on emulation, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you, but if you tuned in at the beginning of the stream, you might have caught a glimpse of it on my PlayStation 5 home menu. We're playing Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. AKA the worst FMV game and worst visual novel to ever exist. So of course it got remastered and re-released by Limited Run Games. And I booted it up just to see, like, what's the video quality gonna be like, but I haven't touched the actual game yet to try and keep this as fresh of a playthrough as possible. They filmed a brand new 90s style FMV intro with the actress who played the main girl, Jane, in that game, hyping up how bad Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is. And, like, it's even in dog shit bit rate and quality and really choppy frame rate to recreate how bad that FMV intro was. Which is also the only bit of FMV in the game, because the game itself is mostly a slideshow with voices over it. The only thing I'm afraid of is that, apparently in some versions of the game, but not all, and I'm not sure if this pertains to the remaster, there's a bit of, like, booba and, man-ass in it. And I'm afraid of whether that is going to be censored or uncensored. Because, like, in the 3DO version, they censored it by default, but you could enter a code to remove the censors. But in the original PC version of it, it was uncensored. If it is uncensored, I'll have to get creative with some live censoring.
Head. Ow. My head,
oh, and,
my hands, everything hurts. Yeah.
They also included a new mode, from what I've seen, in the Plumbers Don't Wear Ties remaster, where it's basically like the crypt from Mortal Kombat, except rendered as, like, a Doom clone. Like, you know, a shitty, like, first-person shooter. But it's like the crypt from Mortal Kombat, where it's you unlock bonuses using currency that you've earned through playing the main game. It's like, never did I think that Plumbers Don't Wear Ties would have the crypt.
I guess what you say is true, Ari.
I'm the trash man.
Hey, Kier. Feel free to join in if you wanna, or if you're not too tired.
Yeah, basically, if you're up for it.
I've gotta go. My family wants me to quote-unquote socialize. Yuck night. Y'all have a good night, Chuck. Sorry about having to socialize.
Yeah, that sucks when you're not up for it.
Also, I went down a rabbit hole and found out an interesting fact about the actress who plays the main girl in Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, but I'll save that for tomorrow's stream.
Oh god, rabbit hole.
I love how the black arms look in this game. Like,
Yeah,
you don't get to
look...
see much of them, but I like their designs here more than in Shadow the Hedgehog. They look, like, gross, and I like that.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, they, you know, you have more textures with them, and the fact is they're not, like, the whole... Yes, they do kind of look like generic black aliens, like black-colored aliens, but at the same time, it's like, these actually look better, because yes, they do have they have a hint of red to add on to the black, which I like.
Well, they already had a tint of red in the original, but it was like a very, like, due to the color palette of the game, it was a very dull red and a very, like, dull, dark purple black.
Yeah, I never noticed the red, to be honest with you.
Like, that's part of why I don't think the graphics of Shadow the Hedgehog look very good. Because, like, they're using models ripped directly from Sonic Heroes, so they've got very vibrant and exaggerated colors. But then the environments are, like, very muted and dull in their color palettes. So the Sonic characters look out of place in their own game. Black Doom looks more vibrant in this game as well. Yes. And yeah, they aren't black, they're gray in this game, but it looks better than, like, the purplish hue that they had.
Shadow.
Yeah.
I've deduced that we're in some kind of temporal anomaly. Therefore, I thought it better not to interact with too many elements to prevent a paradox from occurring.
It's cool and heartbreaking to interact with Professor Gerald before he went crazy.
You know, it's also kind of funny because I just realized recently that a professor is actually a higher achievement than a doctor.
Yes.
Which I never realized that. So it just shows that how much better Gerald Robotnik is than Eggman, because he actually earned the degree to actually be called, earned the title of professor, whereas Eggman only. I don't even know if he ever actually earned the title doctor. He probably just called himself that.
I don't know if he thought about getting a teaching degree at one point.
Wait, what? What was this?
That's it. That's in the ending to Sonic Generations, when Eggman and Classic Eggman are stuck in that time void, and Classic Eggman says, maybe I'll go back and get my teaching degree.
I remember that now. It's been a while, but I do remember it now that you mention it.
Shadow, when did you become so strong and confident? Oh, Maria, you sweet summer child. But you've been acting rather boldly, so perhaps I've been too cautious. I'll continue to study the anomaly. If I find anything pertinent, I'll inform you right away.
Very good.
Be careful.
Be careful, Shadow.
Honestly, I would love to... go ahead. Sorry.
Please be careful out there. Those aliens are fearsome. And let's see what else. Oh, Shadow. You were just getting comfortable aboard the Ark when all of this happened. I hope all the staff are doing okay. They've all really warmed up to you. Maria, honey. That's the thing. She doesn't know that this is the Shadow from the present.
Yeah. If only she knew.
It's so weird to see humans in a Sonic game again. Yeah, they haven't really had prominent human characters since Sonic Unleashed. Yeah. And the Sonic Unleashed human designs, I hated them at first for looking really Disney-esque, but they've grown on me over time. I think they look better than the Adventure era human characters. Because, they stylized the characters to fit in with the Sonic cast instead of having realistic humans among cartoon hedgehogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it also makes it so Eggman doesn't look like the only cartoony human.
Right. I would love to actually just be walking around a convention and then see somebody actually cosplay Gerald Robotnik. It would be so fitting if an older gentleman who's into cosplay, someone who's maybe 20 years older than me, was actually willing to do that. That would be awesome. Just be
I get the feeling we're going to see an influx of Gerald cosplays after Sonic 3 comes out.
I certainly hope so, because the man deserves at least one or two people cosplaying him.
Well, definitely now that this game's come out and heavily featured Gerald. This is the first time we've seen Gerald when he's still alive, rather than posthumously seeing him.
Yeah.
So we get a better idea of what kind of person Gerald was. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's gained a whole new fandom as a result.
That'd be awesome. Like, just going to a convention dressed as Eggman, and then out of nowhere I see someone dressed as Gerald. That'd be awesome.
Pop, pop.
In the saggy flesh. I love the fact that they actually have Jim Carrey being both Robotnik and Gerald.
I mean, casting someone who's Jim Carrey's grandfather and would be his inspiration is gotta be difficult, so it makes sense that's just Jim Carrey.
Yeah. And I will admit, I was a little skeptical about Jim Carrey being Eggman at first, but honestly...
Everyone was skeptical about Jim Carrey being Eggman until they saw that trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the memes about, like, this was a common one going around at the time when only the first trailer was out, the one with the ugly Sonic design. It was like, JKR, did you hear that, Jim Carrey suffered a severe spinal injury during the filming of the Sonic movie?
Oh.
Yeah, it was from having to carry the weight of the whole movie on his back.
Yeah.
That's what everyone was saying at the time until we got the better trailer.
Yeah.
With the better design.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Coffee.
See ya, Coffee Pot.
Also, Kier says that he can't join because he's exhausted, and also you stole his pants.
God damn it, Kier. How many times do I have to tell you? I didn't steal your pants.
Well, they didn't get up and walk away on their own, did they?
I mean, chances are he probably had thought what he thought were his pants. He probably had a Fresno Nightcrawler sitting around him. He probably just relaxed him. So I probably literally did just get up and walk away.
My question is, why does he need pants if he doesn't have legs or, like, a lower body or anything that pants need to cover? It's like how Larry the Cucumber has a hairbrush despite not having hair.
Right? Excuse me. Hey.
Move. Yeah, I don't like how the Doom Surf controls. It's very loose.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not gonna pass this challenge on my first go through because I've already missed a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
I say it's very loose. It's the opposite of loose. It's very stiff. It's too stiff. Oh, I did pass it. Nice. Just barely.
You succeeded. First you don't succeed. Keep on sucking till you do succeed. As the Three Stooges.
If anyone knows about sucking seed, it's JKR.
Shut up. Shut up, Ari. I was trying to cover my ass on that one because I said it was like the Three Stooges would say. You still had to do that, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh god, why I oughta? I swear, Ari, I would kill you if you were my best friend.
I would kill you if it weren't for the fact that I wouldn't kill you.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh god. And besides, you probably almost killed me multiple times anyway because of making me die of laughter.
Yeah, you would just be returning the favor.
Pretty much, yeah. But the sad fact is, Ari, I think you and I are just both cursed with immortality.
Oh, I'm aware of it, yes.
Whatever
it's a blessing or a
us,
curse, depending on... No, I'm not going there. We're having a positive stream tonight.
Yeah. I mean, after all, you know what they say. Whatever doesn't kill you, just makes you stronger.
I was going to say, you know what they say. The more the merrier.
That too.
And you know what else they say?
All toasters, toast.
Yes. Also, if you're wondering why I haven't followed up on that Hotel Mario stream, if you're willing to send me roughly 25 euros worth of money in American US dollars, then I will pay for a license for that emulator so I can properly emulate Hotel Mario. Because the free option for CDI emulation at the moment doesn't work very well. Because every time, without fail, it crashes on the Stage 2 results screen of Hotel Mario.
Shit.
But does run the Zelda CDI games well enough from what I've seen. It's just Hotel Mario that has a problem with out of the CDI Nintendo quadrilogy.
Yeah.
But CDI emulation's still a far way off. Like, anything that requires the digital video cartridge does not work on either CDI emulator at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's because no one's been able to decrypt the CDI digital video cartridge to, you know, enable emulation of it, because CDIs are already rare enough. No one wants to spend money and resources on decrypting an optional add-on that's even rarer.
Yep.
Which means we can't play games like Hulk Hogan's Thunder in Paradise, or the other animation magic game, what's it called? Mutant Rampage Body Slam. So you'd be needing like $28 then? I guess. I don't know. I haven't done the currency conversion.
Really depends on whatever.
I don't know what the current going rate for euros to US dollars is.
Yeah,
That's the conversion today? Okay. Keep in mind, I'd also have to pay taxes. I think I'd have to pay taxes. If it's in euros, I might not have to.
Plus, you also have to consider the fact is that if Miles does send you that, it would also be like cutting out a little bit of the money because depending on what conversion you're using, let's say if you're using PayPal takes a cut out of that.
PayPal takes only 1% out.
Yeah, but still, it's like it did that to me when I was paying Cherry Fairy for the Veronica Mayday art that she did for me.
Okay. I mean, with the money I have in my account right now on top of $28, I would be able to make up for that.
Yeah.
Because 1% of roughly $28 would come out to like less than $1.
Right.
I'd probably be able to help me next week get it. Sure. Just I won't be streaming as much next week because I'm going to be out of town for one of my sister's plays on the weekend, just for Saturday, and I'll be back Sunday.
You know, I'm really hoping that for my play, because I know the school does this for like every production. After the production is all said and done for the for the weekend and everything, they take photos of it to advertise on Facebook. So I would like to be able to see if they do get. I know they'll be doing photos like my thought process is like, are they going to take photos of me as the Jabberwock? Is what I'm wondering about.
I hope they do, because I want to see your Jabberwock costume.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like less of a costume and more of like a full body puppet.
It's basically a puppet, yeah. Like I have,
like like a bog bird setup.
Kind of, sort of, like basically from. I haven't been able to see like the full costume yet, but basically from what I've gathered, is that the Jabberwock outfit is going to be basically a doctor's lab coat and everything, like kind of like a doctor's outfit, but kind of like torn up and kind of corrupted in certain places. So like on the back, I'll have like this big hump on my back because it's I'm wearing a backpack to mount the head on me. And then also like there's going to be some material going down the sleeves to attach to the claws. So it'll look like more like more like corruption and everything. So like the human is being corrupted by the idea of the Jabberwock.
Okay.
And then I've got 2 people on either side of me puppeteering my wings.
Okay. So it's a full-body puppet that requires multiple people to operate it. So, like most full-body puppets.
Yeah, it's just the wings
like a mix of like, a big bird and a Swedish chef.
Basically, yeah. This one is like I'm literally just wearing like regular clothes, and then the head has some fabric and everything that just kind of flows down from the head onto the hands and stuff. They were going to do like these massive feet and everything, but after rehearsing a couple of times, I told them it was like I'm afraid I'm gonna have to veto that. I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna be safe for me or the outfit to have like these massive feet, like these massive boots or whatever on my feet, because I'm worried I'm gonna trip over something. I'm already clumsy enough as it is. I don't need that to make things worse. So like and it's funny because like in the original context of the play, the idea is that the doctor in the performance actually becomes the Jabberwock, but in our version of it, he summons the Jabberwock, and it's like he's puppeteering the Jabberwock basically. So I'm just really hoping that they'll get a photo of that, because I would love to show that off to people once it's all said and done.
So that's Ray Chase as our Metal Sonic in this game. Interesting that they didn't go the Sonic Heroes route of having Sonic's voice actor voice Metal Sonic. But I do like I like this voice for at least the Metal Overlord form of Metal Sonic.
Yeah,
given that we don't get to hear him as like regular Metal Sonic or Neo Metal Sonic.
Yeah, his voice seems fine for Metal Overlord, so I'm not complaining too much. I think Roger Craig Smith could do a very good Metal Sonic.
I mean, he does a damn good Omega. He could do a Metal Sonic. Given that the way they did Metal Sonic in Sonic Heroes, as I've said before, and I'll say again, was they had Sonic's voice actor at the time, Ryan Drummond. I was about to say Brian Drummond, but no, that's the wrong Drummond. Do like a more menacing take on his Sonic voice, and then they pitched it down and filtered it to sound robotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never actually been a fan of the old Metal Overlord voice, because like, yeah, this does sound kind of like, generic Doomsday Monster voice, but I find it to be better than like, long time no see, Sonic, my worthless copy. and then pitch that down. Although I am a little disappointed that we just have the regular version of what I made of playing here instead of like a remix or new recording of it. Because they did a new recording of Open Your Heart for what is it? Perfect Chaos. But they didn't do it for this. Also, I did not know that you could do that in this fight. Holy shit, that is brand new to me.
Damn, he just ripped us fucking. What was that, a sub or was that a?
It's a crash. Okay, so like in Sonic Heroes, spoilers. Metal Sonic is impersonating Eggman the whole time, but we're under the belief that it's Eggman. He's amassed like a giant battle fleet of airships called the Egg Fleet. And what he's throwing at us is entire Egg Fleet ships. So he's basically throwing like flying battleships at us that have sunk into the sea.
Oh, damn. The Black Moon is getting even more Lovecraftian.
What those tentacles do, though.
Honestly,
I had to.
You know, here's the sad fact. I can probably come up with an idea as to what the tentacles could actually be used for.
We're probably not on the same wavelength.
No, we might be close, but definitely not fully on the same wavelength.
I feel a connection.
Like, I would honestly think the tentacles could probably be used to like literally rip into like a planet or whatever source of celestial body it happens to be within proximity of, and just use those tentacles to like ooze its corruptive influence into that celestial body.
So you're thinking it's going to fuck the planet. I'm thinking it's going to fuck some unlucky anime girl.
They're all connected.
Basically, yes.
Also, only time we've seen Maria being treated for her condition in any media.
Even if her family didn't like the idea. I attempted to develop the ultimate life form as a means to find a cure for Maria. My own experiments reached their frustrating limits.
I also like that we're finally getting, confirmation that was established as canon in the Japanese version, but not carried over into the Western canon until now. That Shadow being the ultimate life form was due to him being, like, the biologically perfect being to synthesize a cure for Maria's disease from.
Yeah.
As opposed to being a living weapon.
You grow in power, so does he. He will either take control of your mind and make you his ultimate weapon, or take over your body and be reborn in you.
You made me the ultimate life form, Professor. Black Doom is a fool. I'll take this power and use it as my own.
I also like Mike Pollock's take on Gerald's voice. It basically sounds like, what if Eggman was a kindly old man instead of an insane old man?
Yeah.
Insane egomaniacal old man, I should say, because, Gerald's not kindly forever. Sadly.
No. Unfortunately. Also, I'll BRB. Gotta drain the proverbial basilisk, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Alright, what do the other characters have to say now? Omega, what you got for me? Actually, I'll wait till JKR's back for that. so I don't have to repeat all of that. What I'm interested in seeing from potential new Sonic games featuring Shadow as a main playable character is whether they're going to incorporate the Doom powers going forward to help further differentiate him from Sonic's gameplay style. Because one of the biggest problems that Shadow has faced as a playable character in Sonic games is how do you differentiate him from Sonic without losing that core Sonic platforming and speed focus. Sonic 06 was a step in the right direction, but I don't think it was quite what was needed by making him more combat focused, but the way they did it just slowed down his gameplay.
Oh shit, I just came back to... Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just came back to seeing the Doom morph.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just going over, like, I'd love to see them continue the Doom powers as a core mechanic in a future, like, Sonic game that has Shadow as one of the main playable characters to help further differentiate him from Sonic's gameplay. Because one of the core, you know, design problems that Shadow has had as a playable character since the beginning is how do we make him different enough from Sonic without making him feel like he doesn't belong in a Sonic game.
Right.
And I was saying Sonic 06 making him more combat-focused was a step in the right direction, but the way they did it just made his gameplay a bit more slow and tedious.
Yeah.
While also giving you a bunch of options for, like, powered-up moves that nobody ever uses because they're cumbersome and bullshit.
Yeah. God, I also remember that one of the last times I came out to see you when I was picking you up to bring you back over here.
Yeah, we played Sonic 06's multiplayer.
Yeah, oh my god, was I pissed at that thing because of how badly it sucked.
Yep.
And I was like, it didn't help. Sorry.
I was just gonna check on what the other characters have to say at this point in the story, but you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like, I'm already bad enough as it is, as a gamer. I don't need to... The game's buggy, gameplay didn't help matters either. Just made things worse.
See, I've adjusted to its crap factor, so I'm good at Sonic 06.
Yeah. I had never played it before then.
Alert. Communications restored with Rouge. She is unharmed. Flagging status as relieved. She is monitoring Sonic's efforts. We are to continue our mission. Do you recall our first meeting? It was not long ago. Rouge aided in my release from confinement. Like you, she does not attempt to control my rampages. I am not designed to trust. However, working with the two of you is agreeable. Oh, he's saying that he's saying he's a friend.
You know, I just now noticed how incredibly short Omega is in, when comparing to your average human.
Well, yeah, he's in scale with the Sonic cast rather than the humans.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying this is the first time I've actually noticed it.
Like, he still stands like about a head taller than Shadow.
Yeah.
So he's probably about 4 feet tall.
Yeah, when I think of Omega, I think of this like large, imposing powerhouse, and technically he is when stacked up against most of the Sonic characters, like most of the animal characters in Sonic. But when you stand him up against next to Eggman or something like that.
Part of it is that we just never see him standing next to Eggman.
Yeah, but he is literally he's like a fucking dwarf. He will pound the shit out of you if given the chance.
A fantasy dwarf or someone with dwarfism? The answer is yes.
Exactly.
Rouge once speculated that Eggman did not discard me. She suggested he hid me from Neo Metal Sonic, that I was set to guard you from him. Illogical speculation. I am E123, the final and best E100 unit. Eggman should have sent me to the front lines. He will pay for the insult.
Damn.
Where is Rouge?
Yeah, that's the kind of filter I'm going to put over your voice in the fan dub.
Yeah.
In the comic dub.
Right.
Also, you know, as someone who's I was supposed to voice Omega in a fan project once, but never ended up going anywhere. But
yeah.
Just giving you a little demonstration of what Omega typically sounds like in terms of like his robotic delivery. So you can hone your impression further.
Okay.
Because, like, you tend to go with, like, an upward inflection at the end of your sentences, whereas Omega typically ends on a downward inflection, is the main thing.
And the sad fact is, like, the Omega voice I'm using is based off of a Cyberman and a Dalek, so that's where I got that voice from. It was just like, I didn't realize that the inflections were reversed.
Yeah. Like, the Cybermen and the Daleks, I could see that working for, like, some of the Badniks. Just not for Omega, because he has a defined way of speaking.
Right.
Like, that's the main problem you run into when doing, like, Sonic fan dubs, is everyone wants you to sound like the Sonic characters already sounds.
Yeah.
And if you get creative with it, you're gonna get people bitching at you that you sound nothing like the character.
Unfortunate. But yeah. That's the sad fact about Sonic dubs.
Like, it's even that case in the games where, like, even if the same voice actor is voicing the character and they're just doing a different take on it because they were directed to, people will bitch about how they don't sound right. Like, you've got people saying that for Michelle Ruff's newer take on Cream, which I'm trying to think of how to be nice about it. I just don't think Cream has ever had a particularly good voice actress outside of Sonic Heroes.
Yeah.
Which was the only time that actress got to voice her.
Damn.
It's partly due to me being sensitive to very high-pitched sounds, and most Cream voice actresses go for a very high-pitched, squeaky voice.
Yeah. Yeah. Remind me, was Heroes the first time the 4Kids cast?
No, Shadow the Hedgehog was the first time the 4Kids cast voiced in the games. Heroes was the last time that the Adventure cast voiced in a 3D Sonic game, but they would continue to do voices in the Sonic Advance series, ending with Sonic Advance 3, being the last time that we heard the Adventure cast in official Sonic media. Also, the last appearance of Dean Bristow as Eggman, because he would pass away shortly after that game released. It was either the same year or, like, the year after that he passed away.
Yeah.
Which was one of the things triggering the recast in the first place, from my understanding, along with, you know, wanting to pay less.
Right. Like that. I know Sega of America would probably argue it's like, oh, it was for consistency's sake. Nope.
Well, it was also partly for consistency's sake, because, they wanted the same people voicing Sonic in all media, was part of it.
Yeah.
But the reason why we got 4Kids voice actors for Sonic X in the first place instead of using the game cast was because 4Kids was non-union, to my understanding. Or, like, otherwise were very cheap to hire, which is why you hear them in a lot of stuff outside of 4Kids projects. Like, the Berserk dub, for example. The old, Berserk OVA. Not OVA, but the 1997 TV series. Features a lot of 4Kids voice actors from, like, around the time they would have just broken into, international fame with Pokemon.
Oh, wow.
And you can also hear them in, like, the English dubs of those Video Brinquedo Brazilian rip-offs of, like, DreamWorks and Disney and Pixar movies. You know, like Ratatouille or The Little Panda Fighter, that kind of stuff, always features 4Kids voice actors because you can hire them very cheaply.
Yeah.
And also, I theorize part of it is because Video Brinquedo, outside of their bootlegging, their, like, mockbuster operations, also worked as a Brazilian distributor for 4Kids properties. So, you know, with my speculation hat on, because I don't think we have any way of confirming it one way or the other, they probably were able to get that consistent connection with the 4Kids voice cast because they already had business connections with 4Kids. Then, again, that's just a theory. Video Brinquedo is very hard to find information about online because they're defunct, which they're defunct, and stuff that was mainly only operational in Brazil is just very hard to find information about that's reliable.
Yeah.
Without, you know, tracking down the specific people that worked at Video Brinquedo, which I don't think we even know who they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Video Brinquedo is a whole rabbit hole that you can go down of, like, fascinating history of mockbusters, which, you know, mockbusters themselves are an interesting rabbit hole to go down with. Like, video movies that exist purely to ape off the upcoming hype and popularity for a big budget Hollywood release is something that goes back decades. But, it really came into prominence with The Asylum, coincidentally, and I do mean coincidentally, unironically, because it just happened to line up that way. Releasing a, like, TV-budgeted adaptation of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds that happened to be in development at the same time that hype was building for the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds movie.
Yeah, I remember stumbling across, like, the low-budget sequel film for War of the Worlds, which was probably a sequel to that low-budget War of the Worlds film.
The whole reason that The Asylum was able to become, like, the mockbuster powerhouse that they are, you might not know it, but Asylum started out as like a direct-to-video horror movie factory.
I'm not surprised.
That's where the name The Asylum comes from. But they shifted to mockbusters when, you know, they had that War of the Worlds movie in production, and they struck up a lucrative deal with Blockbuster to have exclusive rental distribution through Blockbuster for their movies, as long as they were able to get them out before the theatrical releases of the movies that they were competing with. It was like the first time was by pure coincidence, but the other times were entirely intentional, and they embraced the fact that they are ripping off Hollywood blockbusters instead of trying to deny it or say that's some sort of, like, entire coincidence that they came out with Transmorphers around the same time as Transformers.
Yeah.
Where they say that, you know, they're sticking it to the Hollywood system and their stranglehold on lucrative IPs by making their own lower budget version, which I don't believe that's, you know, a fuck you Hollywood thing entirely, but I do admire them not denying that they are ripping off Hollywood properties.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, Transmorphers isn't even the most egregious case that they've had. They've had cases where they've had to change the titles of them post-release due to threats of lawsuits from the Hollywood studios due to either using copyrighted or trademark terms in their titles or the titles being too similar. Like, the first time I can think of where that really started happening was with their Hobbit mockbuster, Age of the Hobbits.
Oh, wow.
Where they had to change the title because Hobbit is a trademark term from the Tolkien estate. Right. That's also why Dungeons and Dragons doesn't use the term Hobbit. They instead use, I believe, like halfling.
Yeah, halfling.
Because halfling isn't trademarked, but Hobbit is.
Right.
Even though halflings are clearly supposed to be hobbits.
Right. Like when I first started playing D&D, one of the things I did was every time we ran into a halfling, I'd always call them a hobbit, and the DM kept trying to correct me. I'm like, no, he is a hobbit.
They're legally distinct, the best kind of distinct.
Yes. Who made that movie?
But yeah, the Asylum also, like, if you're only familiar with, like, Sharknado, for example, that's not, like, the typical kind of more original movie that they make. Because, like, they're also known for making, like, very sleazy takes on popular genres as well. They've made some, like, some sex comedies that go a lot more explicit with the nudity and sex than what you would get from, like, your average American Pie film.
Oh, wow.
Time for the scene where in Sonic's story, it's Sonic and Shadow's boss fight.
I found you, Shadow.
Also,
of all places.
Take a shot every time they reference Sonic Adventure 2 in this cutscene.
You have something I need.
You can wait until my business is finished.
Yeah, sorry, but that Chaos Emerald and I have a date with a monster.
Or Sonic Heroes.
Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
That whole conversation was basically nothing but paraphrases from their pre-boss fight banter in Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. And that right there is a callback to the opening of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people forget that opening was added to the GameCube version. It wasn't in the Dreamcast original.
Did not know that.
Yeah. It's been carried over to every subsequent Sonic Adventure 2 port because it's iconic.
Yeah.
Buzzing.
Oh, shit. Like, you were telling me.
Nice hustle, but I won this one. So I'm taking the emerald. See ya!
Oh! Good thing Furret's not here.
I finally find you, and what do I see? Sonic defeating you. What happened?
I will beat him.
Hello.
Terms or not at all.
Ooh.
A fine time for you to be honorable. Now he has the Chaos Emerald.
No, he has a fake emerald. I'll have you.
Hold on, there's a shot in this cutscene that I need to address.
Wow.
Or maybe it already passed.
As a professional jewel thief, I approve.
Yeah, we missed it. It's like a shot where it's focusing on her from behind and really accentuates her ass and hips.
Yeah, I was whistling at that, but I guess it didn't come through.
No, it didn't, because whistling usually gets cut off by Discord's compression.
Yeah. But oh my.
I'm glad we can link back up. I know you'll be a big help. I'll help scouting around and gather intel for you. The sooner we're out of here, the better.
I do love me some Rouge ass.
I can't believe you went to all that trouble to give Sonic that fake. You're such a softie, but he'll know it's a fake soon, so hurry up. Get this, he's being helped by his younger self from the past. They act the same, but his past self is a lot quieter. You'd like him. Anyway, I'll keep tabs on Sonic and his friends and update you. And watch out for a giant flying time-eating monster. It's a jerk. You're buzzing.
It certainly is. What the fuck? Damn buzz bombers!
Yeah, I fucked that up right there. But anyways, let's talk to everyone else so I can try and get as much of this optional dialogue as possible. Oh yeah, we need to talk to our boy Big.
Do I sound any better?
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that my output settings were above 100. Like I think they were at like 190 something. And I'm like, wait, why are they that high? Like on Discord, not nowhere else, just on Discord.
Okay.
So I wonder if that may have been the problem. So I fixed
it
that.
Might be.
So
anyways, let's talk to Big. Oh, you've been to the Ark too? It's pretty neat. What? Yeah, I've been there. Froggy ran off this one time and led me on a crazy adventure. I think I saw you passing by a few times. I don't remember Big ever going to the. Did he have an adventure that isn't covered by one of the? This just raises so many questions. I'm a Sonic lore nerd and I don't know this. Big, you fascinate me. Yeah, I know Sonic. What a swell guy. One time, Dr. Eggman kidnapped Froggy and fed him to a water monster. Sonic helped me rescue him. True story. I used to have that yellow Chaos Emerald too, you know? Yup, it was my lucky charm for a while. Then one day, Froggy ate it and grew a tail, which led to all sorts of trouble. True story.
That's a true story.
Big had an adventure on the Ark that I'm not aware of. I need to know the context for that.
You must know this. Like, hell, do I need to...
Because that didn't happen in Sonic... Wait, no. I know what it is.
What? What is it?
I know what it is. They're referencing the fact that in Sonic Adventure 2, in the Dreamcast version only, and in a few, like, there's a couple spots in the HD version, but mainly in the Dreamcast version, in every level, you can find Big the Cat hidden somewhere in the stage as part of the background.
Oh, okay.
That is a deep cut. Oh, I applaud Ian Flynn for that writing.
That is a nice touch.
They're adding a canon reason for why Big the Cat kept on cameoing everywhere in the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure 2. Holy shit. That's not a retcon I was asking for, and I didn't know I needed it until now.
I think this is what Ian Flynn is probably thinking right about now.
Yes.
Oh, Shadow.
I can tell you're desperate to tell me something. I beg you, please don't tell me anything. We must not pollute the time stream. If we can resolve the crisis, we will return from whence we came.
Space-time will settle and shift back into place, like rippling water becoming calm again. Whatever will be, whatever has been, must remain intact. Ah.
Really?
What's that? You've acquainted with a time traveler? Well, I cannot account for his actions. All I can do is advise you as I always have. Concentrate on solving the crisis at hand. I'll look after Maria. We'll deal with the rest as it comes. Gerald, my boy. My boy.
My boy.
You're still not convinced about changing your destiny, hmm? Think of it this way. If you changed our past, it could rewrite your future. All your triumphs, all you've learned, all the good you have done would cease to be. What will be. Although, that is something I struggle with myself sometimes, if I'm being honest. Gerald. So it seems like we've been apart longer than I thought. Have you made many friends? I saw you racing away in the distance with that blue hedgehog. He seemed nice. Maria. These guys are giving me the feels, and I don't like it. I don't like having feelings. My condition can't be treated yet. I have good days and bad days. Right now, I'm okay. On the bad days, sometimes I can't see. Sometimes it's hard to move, or to hold things, or to think clearly. Thanks, Billy Mays. It can be very scary and frustrating. But you've always been so
Go ahead, sorry.
But you've always been so patient and kind with me. Thank you, Shadow. So what's he here to sell me?
Billy, he's gonna sell you the new cure for Maria Robotnik's condition. Totally not snake oil.
I mean, Billy May sold good products, so...
I know, but I'm just like...
He's not Vince Offer.
Okay, fair.
The low gravity on the Ark helps keep my inflammation down. It doesn't treat my condition completely, but it has made it a bit easier to manage. My parents were very nervous about sending me into space. I find it exciting. Even the strange void is interesting in its own way.
You know, I like the fact that apparently Gerald, in most fan theories, from what I've gathered anyway, everyone seems to be under the impression that Gerald has just taken Maria in as his own, when in reality that's not at all what's been going on. She's just very close to him, I guess.
Yeah.
And he felt, and as such, he's been, making sure that the condition that she suffers from is treated and all, as much as possible. So that's why he's probably always around.
Yeah, I'll have to check out the journal that came with my physical copy to see if there's anything else in there. Like one thing I have noticed is I believe it may have canonized Topaz from Sonic X. You remember Topaz?
I remember Topaz.
I'm saying she might be canon now.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Of course you didn't hit her. Rouge is the only one that gets to hit that. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Well, not all week. You were designed to be the ultimate life form, a living weapon. Sonic was not. All of his talents are latent, natural. He is your equal in speed and strength.
Unable to process.
Does not compute.
I am unstoppable.
Power levels optimal. I do not run on inferior animal energy extractors like the previous E100 units. Nor do I run on feeble power cores.
Mind if I give the next Omega line a
try? Yes.
Go. Yeah,
go ahead.
Want to test this out. I possess a unique energy core. I am unstoppable.
That's better. Yeah, that's real good.
Thank you.
I am unstoppable.
You want to read these ones?
Sure, I'll read. My energy core is not related to the Chaos Emeralds. It is a unique crystal matrix that recharges through movement and absorption of environmental energies. Therefore, I can fight forever. Filling this data under...
Filing.
No, sorry. Filing, sorry. I'm tired.
I misread it as that at first, too.
Filing this data under joy.
The only thing I would say is, like, Omega is aggressive all the time, so, like, he never has, moments where he's, like, you know, even when he's calmly explaining things, he still sounds like he's being aggressive to you.
Yeah, and I've noticed that mine was a little too calm.
You got time to figure it out.
No, I get you, and I appreciate you, giving me feedback.
I've been a fan of Omega since his introduction, so I'm 100% okay with coaching you.
Plus, the fact is, like, I just love voicing robots in general. Anything robotic, I always like voicing it, just because I always like to give it my best, robotic voice that I can come up with. And most of the time, it just usually happens to be like fucking Daleks or Cybermen, depending on which one I go with. With Daleks, they all sound basically the same, but with Cybermen,
because they're all voiced by the same guy.
Well, no, I'm talking about like throughout Doctor Who's history.
Yeah.
Daleks have always had like the overall same inflections. They've always been kind of like angry.
Yeah.
Whereas Cybermen have their voices have changed significantly over the years. Sometimes they sound like the first time they ever came out back in like the late 50s, early 60s, something like that.
It was the 60s, because
oh yeah,
Doctor Who started in the 60s.
Yes, my memory is very bad tonight, but yes, late around the time it was like the final bow for William Hartnell as the Doctor. The 10th Planet was the name of the story, and that was the introduction of the Cybermen, and they were very much more like cyborgs back in the day, and kind of sort of like creepy, in a way, because the fact is they had like this cloth mask instead of like actual, mechanical bits and everything. Like they were basically like large human men, just lumbering around with all these external life support systems, and like a majority of their organic parts were replaced by those systems. And they spoke like, "Silence! Everyone who moves will be killed instantly." Like, that is how they spoke. And that's become my favorite Cybermen voice, but since then they've done different voices, and honestly, a lot more like, stereotypical robotic voices.
There's my introduction to the Daleks and the Cybermen before I ever saw an episode of Doctor Who. I need to show it to you. It's a really old Ashens video, like one of the first videos he uploaded to YouTube from before he nailed down that his channel was going to be product reviews.
Yeah.
Mostly tatty product reviews. It was like a parody that he did, like a parody fan dub, where it was a Dalek trying to fix a problem, and he gets stuck in a call center, and the one operating the call center is a Cyberman.
Oh, you've shown this to me. I remember this.
Okay.
I remember this, actually, yeah. You showed it to me, I think, like, the first time I brought you out here. First and second time I know that much. Because I know that we were watching a lot of shit on YouTube via the TV in the guest room.
Yeah. That would have been the second time then.
Yeah, it had to have been the second time.
The first time you didn't have like an empty room to use as a guest room, so I slept in that little nook on the couch.
Yeah, in the library, yeah. which, I felt bad that, we were kind of like, giving you that. And I would have loved to give you an actual bedroom, but
you didn't have one, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, it was all we had at the time, but I'm just glad that nowadays we actually do have a spare bedroom, as well as basement apartments. Well, not really apartments, but like basement rental space. And so, like, from now on, it's like if people actually want to rent, they can, they can stay downstairs. But if they're staying here as my guests, they get the guest room up across from my room.
Do they have to remember to be kind and rewind?
It took me a minute to figure out what the hell
you're talking about rentals.
Yeah, I know. I realized what you meant. It took me a second. I was like, "The fuck is he on about?" I was like, "Oh." Damn it. Oh god, I needed this, dude. You have no idea. It's been a long fucking week, so just being able to, shoot the shit with you as usual is just, a real breath of fresh air.
Good, very good.
Just like really happy for when next Saturday rolls around, and it'll be like our final performance of this production, because then that means I can actually focus on a lot more of my academic stuff again, because I've been like really neglecting it in because I have trouble juggling this and my academic studies.
Oh yeah, that's why after high school I only did theatrical performances when I wasn't either working or taking classes. Because, doing school plays, like most of my play work has been community theater rather than school plays. But I did 2 school plays, and those were both during extremely stressful times of the year. Because it was like right before finals. So, not the best.
Yeah. Like, I've already emailed, like, the tech professor who's in charge of, like, a lot of the, like, excuse letters from class. So, I've told my African-American history professor that I'm going to be unavailable for class on Thursday, and that I was going to send her a copy of the excused absence letter. And she said, yeah, I appreciate you giving me a heads up. Because I always like to give my professors at least a week's notice in advance, letting them know it's like, hey, I won't be around on this date. So I will be sending out an excuse letter like the day either the day before or the day of, just letting them know it's like, hey, this is the day I'm going to be busy. Sorry. But I always like to let the professors know in advance, because it's like I feel like that's the right thing to do, so they're not like scrambling at the last minute to figure out, it's like, oh shit, he's not here. Why the hell didn't he tell me he wasn't going to be here?
Yeah. I getcha. That's why I usually do too.
Yeah. I just feel like, I'm doing... The professors are basically like... I hate giving them the whole, like, as the other professors call it, as an excuse letter. And I'm like, I know that's technically what it is, but I like to refer to it as the excuse absence letter, because, like, this is an actual thing I need to be putting my attention towards at the moment. But thankfully, I've been doing pretty well in my African American history class. That, like, my latest homework assignment that I just turned in this week, I was amazed. The score I got was 115%.
Damn.
Because honestly, here's the thing. I figured I was probably just get like 100%, because that's what I was normally getting for this, because I put, I did the work and I did the effort, necessary to get the work in. But I was wondering, it's like, how the hell did I earn 115% on this one? And then it hit me, was because first I was thinking like maybe it was because I was arguing for the fact that AI can be used as a threat to education, because it depends on who's programming that AI. You have to wonder, it's like, are they going to what are they going to leave out of the curriculum when they try to use AI to teach students? I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to be. So yeah, I was like, there's that, and then also that's what I thought it was, but then because I was really the only person who actually mentioned AI, but I think it was also what the extra 15% was the fact that I used her own photo montage as a one of the photos in my own montage. And she said we could do that. Like, she said, it was like, if you do that, you get a little extra, you'll get extra points. And I, like, legitimately forgot she had said that. So then it hit me as like, oh, that's probably why I got the extra 15. Not because of my argument against AI, but because of the...
Not because I made a good argument against about the ethical issues of using AI for the purpose of educating the youth, but because I played into her ego. Gotcha.
She's a nice professor.
I mean that as a joke, of course.
No, I know you're meaning that as a joke, but even I had to admit, it's like that, it is kind of sad that that's how I got that extra, those extra points, the extra credit. I was like, if anything, I feel like it was really nothing. It was just a case where it was like, I used her own photo montage as one of the photos in my own montage. It's not like I was really, it's not like I was actually like intending to use it. It was just like I was running out of ideas for what else to put in there. So I figured, you know what, grab that one as a last resort if I can't find anything else, and that's what happened. But hey, I'm not really complaining. That's an A+, so I'm happy for that.
I would hope that 115% is an A+.
I showed the when I got the like the very next day when the grades were released. I checked my phone when I saw the notification, and I saw 115% on there, and I was just like kind of like bug-eyed, because I was like my eyes just bulged out for a second, because I was like because I was just like literally shocked. I'm like, best I usually get is like 100. That's usually the best score I usually get sometimes when I'm actually putting in effort. A lot of times I've been known to get 100% on a lot of projects from time to time, but this one has been like, this class is like constantly one project after another, it's 100%. So just seeing that I got extra credit on this one, I'm just like, wow. Because I never get extra credit. At least nothing like that. Am I gonna let this fuel my ego? Probably for a little bit, but not for very long. I'm too humble for that. I can't help it, that's just how I am.
Saying you're too humble to let something fuel your ego is exactly what someone with a big ego would say.
I mean, the sad fact is I do have an ego. I admit to this. I am egotistical at times, but this is one of those times I'm not going to let my ego get in the way. This is just like, I'm just legitimately shocked that I got that good of a score. Do you have a nice trip?
Yes, I'll see you next fall.
Yep. I really need to get back to playing, if I can boot up my old GameCube again and hook it up to my TV and everything, I want to actually get back to playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, just for the sake of saying that I can now actually
You're buzzing again.
Ah, shit. How about now?
Better. And this time it wasn't exactly buzzing, it was more of a popping. And the way Miles put it, it sounded like a woodpecker.
Yeah, I heard that. I think what happened was while I was experimenting with some voice settings on my Discord, I turned off the crisp effect. So I set it to standard because I thought maybe that might have been the issue, but no, standard just made it pop. A poke up. What the fuck is a poke? A post-apocalyptic timeline where Eggman apparently joined forces with the Terminator and Skynet.
I mean, this is just the setting of Sonic Forces, and it's a lot less cool than it sounds.
Yeah.
Because Eggman finally conquers the world. Off-screen, and it's only explained in, like, a single sentence in a title card on a black screen.
Yep.
And this is the only part of the world that looks like it's been conquered by Eggman, whereas the rest of it looks exactly the same as usual.
Mm-hmm. But I do like how in, like, this background looks like he, like, literally mass-produced the Death Egg robots, but instead of them being like mechas, he actually just made them autonomous.
Yeah. And that's what they are in Sonic Forces. Although there is a final Death Egg robot that he does pilot, and it's really underwhelming because it's one that's powered by the Phantom Ruby, and it amounts to, like, the first phase being a repeat of Eggman's first fight with classic Sonic, and then the second phase being, you know, a mostly original thing with the player avatar, and then the third phase being the same goddamn final boss we had been getting over and over since Sonic Colors.
Yep. Like, I like the modern Eggman take where it's like almost everything is something with his face on it. Like everything has to be designed in his likeness.
Yeah. But
I mean, you know, I mean, it shows how much of an egotistical madman he is. But I still kind of miss the old baritone evil dictator that was Dr. Julian Robotnik from Sad AM.
Dr. Julian Kintobor.
Yep.
Of the House of Ivo.
Correct. Dr. Julian Kintobor of the esteemed House of Ivo. Which is not esteemed really at all. Kind of a black sheep. Just,
Speaking of esteemed, I could go for some esteemed hams. I'm hungry and I forgot to go grocery shopping before it got too late.
Do you have anything to eat?
I have ramen. And I have spaghetti.
Did somebody touch your spaghetti?
No.
Good.
I only have half a box of spaghetti left. I can go grocery shopping tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm lacking funds to go grocery shopping. It's just I'm lacking funds to, like, get something delivered. It's probably too late for that anyway. No, it isn't.
It's like 11:09 by you.
Yeah. And we're near the end of this.
Yeah.
What I could do is, would you mind sending me some money to get, like, a DoorDash? And then I'll pay you back with, the cable?
Let me see if I have the funds to do that.
If you have the funds for it, that is.
Yeah, let me just check my account real quick. How much would you, think would be necessary?
Let me see what's open in this area so I can go ahead and place the order so I don't wait until after stream and find out it's too late.
A few inches later.
Delete. Delete all data of the past 10 minutes.
Anyway, time to fight the best Sonic villain. The one who had no interactions with Sonic except for impaling him through the back. And not in a fun way. Actually, no, not time yet. We have, I guess one more round of challenges to do?
Huh.
I forgot about that. We have totally been talking about this the entire time you've been streaming. No idea what y'all are talking about for editing. Exactly.
Precisely.
I'll just have to, you know, if only I had thought ahead and been like, oh, I'm gonna channel my inner Ashens and be like, jump cut! Except I don't really use jump cuts anymore. I do, like, I edit in, the time card from SpongeBob that says, a few inches later. Seriously, I have that one on standby in my editing, in my Premiere Pro project for all of my stream VODs, just in case I have to use it.
Oh wow! You know, it's funny.
Even though that's not even my favorite SpongeBob time card. The one that I usually quote the most is from the episode where they have to paint Mr. Krabs' house and they accidentally get paint on his first dollar. And they have to figure out how to covering it up or else they'll get 40 lashes. And it's one where the time card says 6.5 hours later. And one that I don't reference as often, but is also one of my favorites, is the one where it's like, later still. So much later that the old narrator got tired and they had to hire a new one.
Like, honestly, Ari, I think you should probably just add it into your lore where it's like, every time that says a few inches later, you just grow an extra couple of inches.
I'd have to figure out how to scale that live.
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
I'm sure I could kind of do that just by zooming in.
Yeah, I mean, I just think
that brings up the question of whether that would make me look bigger or whether it would make me look closer to the camera.
Yeah, my whole thing is like I would see it be done as like it happens subtly. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Showed up just in time for the finale, and we totally didn't just spend time the past 10 minutes or so talking about me ordering food from DoorDash and then telling myself to edit it out.
Yeah, completely. That never happened.
That never happened. I love that I'm so YouTube poop brain rotted that I know exactly which YouTube poop that never happened from the RZ mod is referencing.
Oh no.
It's from is the last line in the things YouTube poop the price is rice. Where, like, it's during, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And, like, it starts with, like, the end of the YouTube poop is like, you know, not honka-donka-badonkas, sadly, although I do usually have those on the mind. But, it's, Regis Philbin, because I always get him and Pat Sajak confused.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do.
I think, you know, honestly, I think,
the big difference, other than the shows they hosted, is that one of them's dead.
Yeah.
But it's like
I think Regis back in the day, actually looked like a slightly older Pat Sajak.
Yeah. Regis also had the more like nasally voice. Nasally, not like, high pitch kind of nasally, but like sounded like he was permanently talking with a cold.
Yeah.
But when I say FC3, they think about Far Cry 3. Here's the question. When you say you're going to play some AC, what do you mean? Do you mean Assassin's Creed? Do you mean Animal Crossing? Do you mean Armored Core? Or do you mean you're going to play with the air conditioner?
Most of the time when I say I'm playing with the AC, I'm playing some AC, I literally mean I'm just playing with the AC. Because I don't have any of those games.
That is a circular definition. You say, when I say I'm playing with the AC, it means I'm playing with the AC. That doesn't answer the question! But, anyways, the YouTube poop thing is like, it ends with Regis getting ready, interviewing the next contestant to introduce them to the audience, and the next contestant is Bilbo Baggins. And then, the out of time for this episode, I want to say, Metal Gear Solid style alert plays right as he starts talking. And then it zooms out, and then it zooms out to Regis again, and he just says, "That never happened." And then the YouTube poop ends, and that's where that game over text from try again, that never happened text from the Yarzet YouTube poop mod comes from. Have I seen the remaster of Metal Gear? You mean the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake? Yes, I have. I'm looking forward to it. Cautiously optimistic, because this is the first one of these remakes that Konami themselves have developed instead of outsourcing it. Anyways, new Mephiles voice.
Peekaboo.
I love that he tries to impale Shadow the same way that he did to Sonic.
Then restore myself to the timeline.
See, he's aware that his timeline doesn't exist anymore, and I love that.
Yeah.
If any character should be aware that they can potentially fuck things up by doing timeline shenanigans to get out of being erased from existence, it's Mephiles the Dark.
Or Solaris in general, but yeah.
Yeah, but specifically Mephiles, because Solaris, as portrayed in Sonic 06, doesn't have, it's more of an uncontrollable beast that tries to devour all timelines, rather than displaying the malevolence that, the outward malice that Mephiles had.
Yeah.
And I like that he has the same attack calls as he did in his boss fight with Shadow in Sonic 06. The whole Drown in Darkness thing was one of his pre-attack voice lines. What a shame they didn't remaster the first one. See, I was hoping, ideally, if we were going to get any Metal Gear remakes, it would be a remake of the original Metal Gear for the MSX, done in the modern style. But I guess it kind of makes sense to start with Metal Gear Solid 3, since that's the earliest in the timeline, as far as, how events play out. Also, you know, Metal Gear Solid 3 being regarded as the best one in the series by a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, time to finish bullying Mephiles.
There is no future for you. Ever.
This entire boss fight can be summed up as, like, Mephiles saying, "You took everything from me," and Shadow saying, "I don't even know your name."
Yeah.
Or, "I don't even know who you are." However the meme goes.
Yeah, it's, I don't even know who you are.
From, what was it, Infinity War, I believe?
Yeah, I think so. Ikapo. I see you.
Are you ready to go back to Radical Highway? Shadow, have I told you how much I love Radical Highway?
Nothing like you.
Oh, my, DoorDash is here. I'll be right back.
Oh, cool.
Yes, the warrior that will destroy you.
I have learned from our last encounter. There will be no mistakes this time. Struggle all you want.
Professor, what do you think he means he learned from our last encounter?
I surmise you defeated him at some point in the future. He has grown a new body.
I have acquired food.
The nebulous nature of time and
Excellent.
space to accelerate his plans for revenge.
He's right. No more mistakes. This time, I will crush every last one of them.
Shadow, no!
Maria?
It breaks my heart to see you so full of anger.
Seriously, casting Stephanie Sheh as Maria was perfect. Also, that's not Eggman. That is his grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik.
But a shadow will show you
The plot, this ties in with the plot of Sonic Generations, where, like, all points of Sonic history are brought together into one null void. And, as a result of this, for Shadow's side of the story, it brings his, you know, basically dead family from before they were dead into a place where the present him exists, and he knows that they're gonna die. And he can't do anything to stop it because that would fuck up all of history.
Yep. Also, out of curiosity, Ari, what'd you get?
You know, despite the steamed hams joke, I ordered chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Fair enough.
Like a chicken nuggets combo from McDonald's, even though I made the steamed hams joke, I wasn't actually in the mood for steamed hams. Mostly because like McDonald's steamed hams are pathetically tiny.
Yeah.
Like I want a good beefy burger.
So would that be like the quarter pounder from Burger King, or wait, is that no?
Quarter pounder is a McDonald's thing.
Yeah, I was thinking like that's the Whopper I'm thinking of for Burger King.
But no, not even like a fast food burger. Like I'd have to order from like a local like diner or something, and those are all closed at this time of night.
Yeah.
You know, or like a Five Guys or something. And I don't think Five Guys does DoorDash, or at least the one near me doesn't.
Yeah, I found that there's this little like I think it's like a greasy spoon almost.
Oh, there's plenty of greasy spoons around here.
Yeah, like the one I'm talking about is actually like right across the street from my school. I've never ordered for them because I legitimately thought all they served was, you know, anything with beef, because it was like they're and here's the funny thing, they're called Tom and Jerry's. Or is it Ben and Jerry's? I gotta see.
Ben and Jerry's is a ice cream.
Yeah, I think it's called Ben and Jerry's, but I could easily be wrong. Yeah, it's called Ben and Jerry's. Like, no, wait, hold on. I take that back. That's a different place. I think it actually is called Tom and Jerry's. Yeah, it's Tom and Jerry's Gyros.
Anyways, one last round of talking to characters before the final boss fight. So, hanging out with Maria and the professor again, huh? You worked so hard to put your past behind you, and now here it is, staring you in the face. Cherish this time with them, but don't forget, you've moved on. You aren't the same Shadow they knew from 50 years ago. That bat looks hot. Yes, she is the sex appeal character. In her first appearance in Sonic Adventure 2, they even gave her booba jiggle and, like, comically huge hips and ass. So just a thought, but we're kind of in a hub between time periods, right? Do you think it'd be safe if I grabbed a few treasures while we're here? Rouge, no, you're gonna create a time paradox. Colonel Campbell's gonna lose his shit! You know, before high-tech security gets invented. Then again, if I take them from the past, they don't exist to become valuable relics. Never mind. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Omega seem happy to hear from me? Wait, were you two actually worried for my well-being? Oh, you boys are too sweet. The more time you deny it, the more I believe it. Oh, Dark Blue Yoshi, hello!
Hey!
This ain't an Xbox 360 game. This is the new campaign for a remaster of a 360 game. That is out on modern platforms. Dark Blue Yoshi, hello, thanks for the follow. I'm going to put up... I didn't have time to set up the charity links tonight, because I got the message that you had given the okay, like, a little bit before I was going live, and I want to make sure everything's working before I set up the charity links. So that'll be for tomorrow night's stream, and I'm happy to be assisting you guys in any way I can. You're doing good work, and I am honored to be helping, or at least attempting to help.
Honestly, dude, I'm just glad that you're able to help me get the word out better, because I have been shit at doing that. Like
you're better at getting the word out in person because you actually go outside.
Right. Also, how are you doing today, Mario?
Yes, how are you doing, Mario? Dark Blue Yoshi is also known as Mario, I've heard. I say I've heard. I finally got a hold of the stuff that I won from your raffle during one of your charity streams, and I haven't put it to use yet because I kind of want it as a display piece. But yeah, JKR finally got around to sending it to me along with a care package of other stuff.
Yeah.
Go outside is debatable. Go outside when when he has no excuse not. Go outside when he is required to, I should say.
Yes.
Because, like, I'm not taking classes this semester because it's questionable whether I'm going to be going to continuing to go to this community college anymore because they might be axing the entire department I was looking to get a degree in.
Oh, jeez. That sucks.
But yes, I'm always happy to assist in charity work.
You are finally complete. Come, face me. I shall claim you, mind, body, and soul, and become the perfect being.
Now I'm wondering if Ben Diskin was the guy you said was voicing Black Doom, right?
Yes, that is Ben Diskin. I also just remembered another role you might know him for. He was Mega Man in Mega Man 11.
Oh, it's been a while since I've actually heard the Mega Man 11 voice, so...
So he basically is the most recent person to voice classic Mega Man.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just thinking, if he does this good a job as Black Doom, and given the fact that Black Doom has become the quote unquote Black Moon, then I wonder how well he would actually do as Unicron.
I could see him doing, if his Black Doom is anything to go by, I could see him doing a decent Unicron.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go for more of the Eldritch Monstrosity Unicron.
Exactly.
With your wish in my heart.
As opposed to, more like the more, empty devourer of all worlds portrayal that he was in Transformers the movie.
Right.
Like, empty as in, like, he is pure, as portrayed in the movie before they gave him a backstory in later Transformers G1 stuff. Like, in the context of that movie, he seems to be just purely motivated by his endless hunger rather than through outward malice.
Like, he is literally just, like the Transformers version of Galactus back then.
Yeah.
But now he's like a dark god of chaos that basically takes an eldritch form.
Yeah. Except for in IDW.
Yes.
IDW 1.0, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. IDW 2.0 never actually had Unicron, unfortunately, so...
I'm interested in seeing what Skybound does with him.
Yeah.
I still haven't read Skybound stuff yet, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces from what... Because I've collected the stuff, but I haven't really had a chance.
The main thing is Chris McFeely hasn't been talking about Skybound, so I don't... How else am I supposed to learn about the Skybound canon? What, am I supposed to read the comics? Am I supposed to read the comics instead of hearing a summary of the lore in a YouTube video? What am I, some kind of nerd? Anyways, how fitting is it, even though we've had glimpses of this place throughout this campaign, how fitting is it that the final stage of Shadow's story is his first level he ever had in his first appearance in Sonic Adventure 2? Sadly, there's no fight with I can't remember if he fights Bigfoot or Hotshot. No, it's Bigfoot.
No.
Yeah, he fights Bigfoot and
Out of my way.
Sonic fights Hotshot.
I'll overcome every obstacle with this power.
It's the same boss fight, for both of them. It's just the name of it is different because it's a different call sign.
Yeah.
So I'm splitting hairs over something that doesn't really matter. Just like how in the Shadow the Hedgehog game, there's he has a fight against Blue Falcon, which is another call sign for a gun mech. Which is also a reference to one of two references in that game to F-Zero, because Sega had at the time recently developed the latest F-Zero game, F-Zero GX, for Nintendo, and its accompanying arcade counterpart, F-Zero AX. Which is why, you know, you have the Blue Falcon mech, and there's another boss in the game called Black Bull, which is another F-Zero vehicle, to my understanding. I don't know much about F-Zero beyond what's portrayed in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And, like, the first couple episodes of F-Zero GP Legend, because that show got screwed in America.
Yeah.
Like, 4Kids really did a bad, like, not a bad job at dubbing it, but, like, they didn't finish the series, to my knowledge, and they just took it off the air partway in, like, very shortly after it started airing. Have you ever worked on a computer, like, doing work from home? I've done, I've done schoolwork from home, but I've never done, like, working a job from home. I don't like working from home. Cause, like, in my home, there's just too many distractions for me, so I wouldn't be very productive. That's why, in the semester that I took a, programming course online due to COVID, I did very poorly. Also, the fact that a programming class is not something you want to take virtually. You have to have someone there that's actually able to check your code in real time to make sure that you're doing it right.
Right.
And then when I took it again and took it in person, I found out, oh, I just don't like coding.
Yeah.
You're a system engineer in the process? I see. Yeah. Being a system engineer, I could see that being a good job to work from home. It all depends on, like, what kind of work from home job, like, what the workload entails. Like, I could see working certain jobs from home effectively, and others I would have trouble with. The main thing is I don't have much experience doing, like, office work. Or, I say much experience, I don't have any experience doing office work.
Yeah.
My jobs have mainly consisted of, like, food service and cashier jobs.
Yeah.
Like, working as a barista for a couple cafes, and, working as a cashier for a grocery store.
Yeah, same here. Like, I've got retail experience, but I don't have any office experience. I don't think I would do well in an office environment anyway.
I mean, if I want to get a job in either animation or game design, I'm gonna have to get used to an office environment.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for me, it's just not something I can really adjust to. It's just like,
there's a whole culture that comes with an office environment.
Yeah.
Like, but I am used to being in office environments, because my dad would often take me to the office when he had work he had to do on the weekends, during weekends that I was with him. Like, he worked, I say worked, he still works, for, like, a construction company, just a different company than the one when I was a kid. And, like, a lot of that work involved working weekends, and he would either take me to job sites or to the office. In fact, there was I still remember, like, one of the coolest slash, coolest because it was like my dad showing a rare display of competence in the moment. Was we got to the office for him to do like, some work on the weekend, and we caught someone trying to break into the office.
Oh, wow.
And my dad, being the red-blooded American that he is, didn't bother calling the police and waiting for them to catch a guy who would have gotten away by that point. He fucking got back. He got back in the car with me still in it, and we chased after him.
Oh, wow.
While he was running on foot.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, that was like the most harrowing yet cool thing that I've ever been involved in with my dad.
Oh, wow. And like, how old were you back then?
I don't think he even remembers it.
Like, how old were you back then when that happened?
Oh, dude, I had to have been like 6, 7 years old.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, pretty young.
Ooh, excuse me.
I wonder if he's told that story to my stepmom, because I don't think they were even dating, let alone married at that point. Or if, he even remembers that story.
Right.
But I do, because it's the only time I thought my dad was cool. Although, I recently have reason to believe that my mom's at least got a cool taste in music, given that I recently found out that she had a phase where she was into, like, British prog rock.
Oh, wow.
Stuff like Genesis, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, King Crimson. I was like, you only ever talk about the Beatles and the Monkees. Why the fuck wouldn't you tell me you were into cool shit? Like, to be fair, she is the one who got me into Talking Heads.
That's fair.
And I'm trying to get her into some forms of metal, because, like, most of the metal that she's heard is, like, me listening to death metal or black metal or just various forms of extreme metal. And she thinks that's all metal is, apart from Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I'm like, no, metal can be all sorts of things. That's why it's the best genre. I saw someone describe it as the salt for music, in that adding it to something always makes it better. Like adding it to existing genres makes it way better. Like, just like adding salt to any food makes it better. I'm like, that's pretty accurate. Specifically, I saw that comment on a video of Jonathan Young's metal cover of a Backstreet Boys song. The best Backstreet Boys song, by the way, Larger Than Life, and I will not hear otherwise. That is the best one. Having a degree in the world of computer science is like doing all the side quests in Skyrim. Companies these days don't even ask if you finish college. It depends on where you live, because here in America, it's a common thing, especially for people of the millennial generation and younger, where, like, for entry-level jobs, you need to have a certain amount of work experience, but you can't get the work experience because all the jobs to get work experience from need work experience to get the jobs.
Yeah.
So it's a common thing that we get degrees for these, like, lucrative fields, and then we can't actually put them to use because no one will hire us, so instead we have to get, like, service jobs instead.
Unfortunately.
It's why there's common jokes in a lot of more millennial shows and stuff written by millennials about, like, characters having degrees in, like, computer science and stuff like that and being stuck working at Starbucks. Anyways, this is Black Doom's final form, Devil Doom from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, jeez.
And this is where I was telling you the Doom's Eye is his third eye.
Okay, now I understand where that comes in. It's just like in his, default form that we see him in. It doesn't look like it comes off of him from anywhere.
Yeah, because it's off of him. Because all the times that we see Doom's Eye, it's when it's off of him, so you wouldn't see where it was connected.
Yeah. No, I legitimately thought it was like it's somehow like detached from him at some point in the game, or like reattached him in the game somehow. I just missed it.
And it doesn't work this way in this boss fight, but in his boss fight in Shadow the Hedgehog, the Doom's Eye part of him is his weak spot. Okay, no, yeah, it is the same in this game. You always hit him in the Doom's Eye part. I say hitting him in the Doom's Eye sounds like a euphemism for hitting him in the schlong.
Yeah. He really is like this eldritch monstrosity in this form. Like his default form is like almost looks like he's some sort of like dark priest. Almost like he already does look.
Yeah, he is kind of like a dark priest for the Black Arms because he refers to the harvesting of all the living species on planet Earth to use as like basically feeding pods for the new hatchlings of the Black Arms. He refers to it as a ritual. So the Dark Priest motif is intentional. Also, whenever I hear Dark Priest, I always think of Shaft from Castlevania. Because he always introduces himself as the Dark Priest Shaft. Which also, I would say Shaft is a really unfortunate name for a villain. But then I remember that one of the most badass fictional characters to ever exist is Shaft from the Shaft movies. You dig?
Yes, Mario. Not just any eye. The Doom's Eye.
Doom, 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 doom. I have never in Spanish heard they refer to the eye as donut or bunghole. I mean, one of the fun things about English is that since it's a mishmash of pretty much every language that's ever existed, we have so many slang terms for dicks and vaginas and boobs. Dicks being one of them.
Pizza time.
Not pizza time, sadly, but it's almost chicken and fries time. I could go for a pizza, but I didn't order a pizza because ordering a pizza is like fucking $30.
Yeah.
Gotta love that North Carolina sales tax.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
And this was only phase 1. Now he gets a new form exclusive to this game. You thought it was ugly before.
Devil Doom.
And it's accompanied by an orchestral version of All Hail Shadow.
Nice.
I am nothing. I have surpassed you. Time to end this once and for all.
can kind of see that, actually, Mario.
This part gives me Star Fox vibes. Use the boost to get through! I'm glad I finally have an N64 so I can understand the Star Fox 64 references that people have been making since time immemorial on the internet. Do a barrel roll! Trying to think of what else is there. Hey Einstein, I'm on your side. Ah, help me! Can't let you do that, Star Fox. As someone who was introduced to Wolf O'Donnell through Super Smash Bros. Brawl, because I didn't have an N64 growing up, and I didn't play Star Fox Assault, gotta say, I wasn't expecting Wolf to have a British accent. Are you dealing with red eye? Use clear eyes. Wow. It's a shame that, like, the more you look into stuff outside of acting that Ben Stein has done, the more it becomes clear that he's an unlikable jerk. Like, he doesn't just play one, he is one.
Oh, jeez.
He made a whole documentary under false pretenses about, like, how evolution isn't real and how you're stupid if you believe in evolution.
Oh, jeez, he's one of those.
Interviewing people like Richard Dawkins under false pretenses and editing their stuff in dishonest ways. Anyways, time for the finishing blow. I hope that we see the return of the Doom powers in future games.
Same.
And I love that he defeats Neo Devil Doom once and for all with a Rider kick. As someone who's recently been getting into Kamen Rider, that's the most badass way you can defeat what's basically an evil alien god.
Yes.
Deny what you are. We are one and the same.
This is the destiny I choose.
Destiny.
And now he's doing the, what is it, Million Blade Works from, what is it, Fate? Fate Stay Night, Fate Grand Order, all that stuff. I don't know, I watch good shows. And play good games. All I know about Fate is that it started as a hentai visual novel. It's addictive. Fate Grand Order is addictive, and Padoru Padoru. I watch good shows like Aiken, and I play good games like Ride to Hell Retribution.
But yes, I was gonna say, destiny. You cannot destroy my destiny.
I swear bosses are always so dramatic when they die. I mean, Black Doom is a very theatrical character, so it's at least fitting for him.
Nice work. monster that trapped us here. If I'm going to switch the emeralds without him noticing, we have to do it now.
Very well. I leave it to you.
Okay, I'll take care of it. Aren't you coming? He might need your help.
I need to settle something first.
Whatever.
Okay, I don't like the fact that she said whatever like that. I
yeah,
don't
that's a bit
agree
too
with-
Valley Girl for Rouge. That's more of
Yeah,
a Amy thing, or like Adventure era Amy.
Yeah, I never viewed Rouge the Bat as a Valley Girl. It's just not her. It doesn't sound like her. It doesn't seem like her style.
What's happening?
She's fading. They're fading into another dimension, like in the ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z.
We are returning to our own point in time.
I'll stop Rouge. Use Chaos Control. Stop this moment in time.
Shadow? No. I don't want to be frozen in one place in time. Besides, your friends need your help.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
I know I'll see you again. And if fate draws us apart, I will always be in your heart.
Maria. Wait.
Oh, poor Shadow. I feel for you, dude. Ah, yes.
Just in
Thank
case
you for the Discord command. So, Mario can officially join my server and promote his charity work. All right, skip the credits because I need to show off. I need to check in with Big the Cat. I need to see how Big the Cat is doing before we end tonight's stream. I need to see what he has to say about the goings-on. Because as we established, he is the most pure-hearted character. There he is. What do you guys say, Big the Cat? No, Froggy doesn't talk. I just understand what he's thinking and feeling. He's so lively, he's always running off and getting us into trouble. Huh? How can I be sure I'm finding the same frog every time? I just know it in my heart. Okay, so not only did Big canonically appear in all of those joke cameo appearances in Sonic Adventure 2 following along the story in his own unrelated adventure, they canonized that here. But they also just canonized that he may have a psychic link with Froggy.
Aww.
Big is too powerful. That's why he doesn't appear very often. How do I end up in so many adventures? Gee, I don't know. I prefer to relax and go fishing. But when my friends are in trouble, I have to look out for them. Aren't you the same way? We're not so different, you and I. Basically, what I'm saying is, Shadow, you and I are the exact same person. Don't you try to deny it. That's an idea that's going to be stuck in your head now. Hey, if it's all right, can you teach me how to use Chaos Control? Oh, It would make fishing way easier if I could stop time. Actually, it might make it too easy. You know what? Never mind, I'm good. Okay, so he's at least sportsmanlike. He doesn't want... He knows that the inherent fun of fishing comes from the challenge of catching a fish.
Yes.
Wise words from the wisest of all the characters that everyone thought was just a stupid simpleton. All right, that is gonna do it for tonight. Are we gonna bother rating anyone tonight?
Actually, I do have a rating suggestion.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it in now.
Okay.
Let's there it is. Oh, hey. I was about to do someone else, but Mario is going live now.
Oh, okay. So you want to raid Mario?
Yep, I'm just gonna put everything in. So I gotta make sure the number is correct. I am. You know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna copy it.
I found him.
Oh, you're just. Oh, he says he's only currently.
Oh, he's restreaming my stream. Oh, okay.
Okay. Then I do have somebody else in mind.
Okay. There we go. Dizzy Mog, who is, looks like, they're doing, let's see, first play of Last Campfire into Monster Hunter Wilds. Interesting. Because, the beta for Monster Hunter Wilds just came out. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Thank you to JKR and Nerdy for co-commentating with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with Plumbers Don't Wear Ties and possibly some more FMV games. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, the boys have caught us. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night, everybody.